Douluo, after reading my diary, they started cheating like crazy. Hey! Look who's back for more adventures. We love having you here to continue this story that keeps us all awake. Important note, all of this is pure fiction, so don't try any techniques you hear here in real life. Your neighbor might call the cops. This amazing novel and all its rights belong to the original author. We're just the ones giving it voice and drama. Are you enjoying the show? Prove it by subscribing to our YouTube channel and leaving that like that motivates us so much. And if you want VIP access to exclusive content, our Patreon is waiting with things you won't find anywhere else. Chapter 176 Sister Dong, you are so awesome. After hearing what Hou Wu said, Jiang Zhu hesitated for a moment, but finally went over and sat down. Hou Wu was very happy to see Jiang Zhu. But Jiang Zhu was unhappy when she saw Hou Wu. Her diary had few pictures to begin with, and they were always divided between Hou Wu and Meng Yiren. How could she be happy? Bibi Dong also called out to Su Chen at this time. Su Chen, come sit here with me, it just so happens that I also want to talk to you more. Yi Lingling and her group also had strange looks in their eyes. They could feel that Bibi Dong had a very good attitude towards Su Chen. Those who knew her knew that Bibi Dong wanted to win over Su Chen, but those who didn't knew thought that it was just some old cow asking for grass. Su Chen nodded slightly, but did not refuse. He stood up and sat down next to Bibi Dong. Your Majesty. Bibi Dong's face was gentle as she said, don't call me your Majesty. Tonight I'm Nana's elder, you can call me. Su Chen tried to call out, Auntie Dong. Poof. Ling Yuan, who had been traveling all the way, just sat down to take a sip of water and immediately choked and spit it out. Liena and the others were also confused. It was intentional. Su Chen must have done it on purpose. Bibi Dong was also furious. This damn bastard, I just told you to call me sister. You actually called me aunt? Do I look old? Bibi Dong asked, looking at Su Chen speechlessly, while exuding the majesty of a king. Su Chen thought to himself, it's not big compared to Zhu Zhuqing, but it's big compared to Liena and the others. Su Chen smiled and said, Sister Dong looks like an 18-year-old girl in her prime, at the most brilliant age. Bibi Dong nodded with satisfaction and asked, Nana is my disciple, but she is also like my daughter. You kidnapped her without saying a word. Shouldn't you say something to me? Su Chen listened to Bibi Dong's words and asked in some confusion, Sister Dong wants to hear what I say. Bibi Dong was also a little confused. She had no experience as a mother-in-law. What should she ask in this procedure and what should she talk about? How many people are there in your family? Su Chen was a little confused when he heard this. You didn't read the copy of the diary, right? I'm an orphan, I have no relatives. Bibi Dong nodded seriously, saying, this is the same as Nana's life story. How strong are you? Nana is the pride of our golden generation, and the one who will become the holy maiden of our spirit hall. If your strength is too poor, you are not worthy of Nana. Everyone looked at Bibi Dong with a strange look on their faces. Are you really acting out your mother-in-law's script? Su Chen played along and replied, my soul power level is not high, but my strength is very strong. I'm barely at level 97 or 98, although I don't have a car or a house at the moment, I believe I can create all of this with my own hands. Please rest assured, Sister Dong, I will definitely make Nana happy. Bibi Dong nodded with satisfaction and said, these are all minor problems. As long as you have the ability and work hard, and help Nana more in the spirit hall in the future, that's all. Come, eat, Bibi Dong said as she picked up a piece of meat for Su Chen. Su Chen exclaimed, thank you, Sister Dong. Sister Dong, you're amazing. Managing such a large spirit hall on your own must be incredibly tiring, right? But Nana, having such a formidable teacher like you is truly enviable. Bibi Dong rarely smiled, but her expression was remarkably gentle. She chatted with Su Chen, asking him questions and playing the role of mother-in-law earnestly. There were many people at the table, Liena, Yi Lingling, Du Yan, Zhu Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong, Hou Wu, Xiao Wu, Ling Yuan, and Jiang Zhu. However, due to Bibi Dong's status, everyone ate in silence, listening to Bibi Dong and Su Chen's casual chat without interrupting. Of course, they still had their fair share of complaints. Bibi Dong and Su Chen, combined, were incredibly cunning. They clearly knew each other intimately, yet now it was like they were meeting for the first time. Keep acting. Meanwhile, in Xiandao City, Flanders and the others finally chose to join the Xiandao Royal Academy. It was a carefully considered decision. They certainly couldn't afford to offend the spirit hall right now, but completely hiding themselves was unrealistic, as the spirit hall's influence spanned the entire continent. For now, joining the Heavendao Royal Academy was a very good move. After all, the Heavendao Royal Academy represented the Heavendao Empire, and no matter how powerful the spirit hall was, they couldn't come in and bully them. Tang Hao and Tang San were heading towards Yuxuan. Confused, Tang San asked, "Dad, where are we going now?" Tang Hao replied as they walked, "Zhao San, it seems Flanders and Master aren't strong enough to help us obtain the vast sea universe shield. I'll take you to see someone and see if she can help you, Yuxuan." Tang Yuhu had been feeling a bit mixed lately, because her brother had just clashed with Su Chen, the man who had helped her break through to the 10th level of spirit power. This had left her feeling very uneasy. Just then, as she was preparing to rest, Tang Yuhu heard someone from below report that someone surnamed Tang was visiting. She hurried out to greet them. Second brother, Tang Yuhu's eyes lit up with surprise when she saw it was Tang Hao. Tang Hao nodded slightly and said to Tang San, "Zhao San, call me auntie, she's your auntie." Tang Yuhu, hearing this, Tang San hurriedly called out, "Tang San greets auntie." Tang Yuhu glanced at Tang San with a complicated expression. As the one who possessed a copy of the diary, she knew very well that this Tang San was not her true nephew, and her second brother, Tang Hao, was also well aware of this. "Let's go inside and talk." Tang Yuhu invited Tang Hao and the others inside. In the room, Tang Hao took a sip of water and said, "Yuhu, I'm in a very bad situation recently. This is my son Tang San. I brought him here today to seek your help." When Tang Yuhu heard this, something suddenly occurred to her, but she couldn't say it out loud. She just pretended to be puzzled and asked, "What does second brother need me to do?" Tang Hao said with a serious face, "The geniuses of this generation of Spirit Hall are too strong. And they want to kill my son Tang San. I fought with them before and was seriously injured by them. I hope you can help me contact the Haoshan sect and report these things back. If our Haoshan sect doesn't show up, it will be too late." Tang Yuhu nodded and said, "Okay, I'll send someone to send a letter to contact my eldest brother." Tang Hao nodded and continued, "And there's something else, the Xiandao Empire has a treasure, the vast sea universe cover. Sister, you have been in the Xiandao Empire for so many years. Have you learned about it?" Sure enough. Tang Yuhu sighed inwardly. Su Chen had actually predicted their current situation in his diary a long time ago. The vast sea universe cover probably had no chance. I've heard a little about the vast sea universe cover. Although its use is unknown, it is a national treasure of the Xiandao imperial family. It's not easy to obtain. Chapter 177, Bang, it exploded again. Tang Hao listened to Tang Yuhu and asked, "Little sister, you've been in the Heavendao Empire for so many years. Do you have any way to obtain the vast sea universe cover?" Tang Yuhu's heart was deeply conflicted. She wanted to say, "Second brother, stop it. Su Chen is everywhere out there." Of course, she couldn't possibly reveal the existence of the diary copy or its contents to Tang Hao. Even if she wanted to persuade him, she couldn't. Seeing Tang Yuhu's hesitation, Tang Hao said seriously, "Little sister, you're the only one who can help us now. The vast sea universe cover is truly important to Zhao San, and it's also extremely important to our Haoshan sect. If Zhao San doesn't grow up, our Haoshan sect will be in danger." Tang Yuhu sighed inwardly and said, "Then I'll inquire about it tomorrow." Tang Hao nodded and instructed, "Little sister, you must keep this matter in mind, and also contact the Haoshan sect." Tang Yuhu nodded slightly, but her heart was deeply conflicted. To be honest, Tang Yuhu knew in her heart that no matter what, Tang Hao could never defeat Su Chen. That was despite Su Chen's own strength and the secrets of the diary. Su Chen now sided with the Spirit Hall. Even if the Haoshan sect appeared, what would that change? Tang Yuhu knew all this in her heart. Because of the diary copy, she couldn't share it with anyone, not even having any reason to persuade Tang Hao. Meanwhile, the masters and friends gathered in Spirit City, chatting harmoniously. Su Chen and Bibi Dong were especially attuned. Though they knew each other well, they feigned ignorance, chatting politely about everyday matters. As Su Chen chatted, he flattered Bibi Dong, saying, "Sister Dong is young and promising. Not only does she possess a stunning beauty, she possesses immense strength, and she manages such a vast spirit hall. Sister Dong is truly the most remarkable woman on the continent," Bibi Dong echoed, exchanging commercial praise with Su Chen. "Su Chen, you're the continent's #1 prodigy. You're the same age as Nana, Yet you already possess the strength of a titled Douluo. I can't imagine that within 3 years, no one on the entire continent will be your match, Liena sighed internally. Couldn't they just have a simple meal and talk about something useful? Su Chen said modestly, compared to Sister Dong, I'm far, far away. I toast Sister Dong. Okay, Bibi Dong emptied her cup and asked, you're new in Spirit City, so I guess you don't have much to do. Why don't you become an elder in the Spirit Hall? Su Chen replied, Sister Dong, that's being polite. Nana is my woman. Whether I'm an elder or not, I'm already a Spirit Hall member. Okay, come, let's have another drink. Bibi Dong finally heard something useful and something that made her happy. Finally, she hadn't been arguing with him for so long. It wasn't easy. Liena and her group also joined them for a drink. They barely exchanged a single word. Bibi Dong and Su Chen were the only ones chatting. Bibi Dong then added, Su Chen, if you're free tomorrow, could you please come to our Spirit Hall? Su Chen, somewhat puzzled, asked, what's the matter? Bibi Dong replied seriously, tomorrow, I'll propose to the Elders Hall that Nana be crowned the Spirit Hall's Holy Maiden. As Nana's man, it's such a significant event, and you should be present. I'll also be introducing you to the other titled Doulos in the Elders Hall. Su Chen felt a little bewildered. With Liena's current strength, Bibi Dong's invitation to crown her the Spirit Hall's Holy Maiden would be a no-brainer for even Jin Daoliu. It wouldn't make any difference whether he went or not. Oh, right. Su Chen suddenly understood. Bibi Dong's invitation wasn't about asking him to do anything, but perhaps meant to introduce him to a few people. He also had to tell Jin Daoliu that he was Bibi Dong's ally, to prevent him from trying to win him over. Su Chen nodded slightly and said, okay, I'll go to the Spirit Hall with Nana tomorrow. Not long after, the banquet ended. Su Chen and the other women said goodbye to Bibi Dong and left. As they exited the hotel, Du Guyan couldn't help but laugh. Su Chen turned around and asked, puzzled, what are you laughing at, huh? Du Guyan lowered her head awkwardly, thinking, I'm laughing at you and Bibi Dong, all pretending, nothing. I met Bibi Dong today and she seems pretty nice. Ho Wu, Ning Rongrong, and the others nodded in unison, very nice. I thought Bibi Dong would be difficult to get along with, but today she seems okay. She doesn't seem too condescending. Of course, it could also be because she's with Sister Nana. Su Chen looked at the others and asked, do you really think so? Du Guyan and the others gave him a puzzled look. What else? Su Chen glanced at them without offering any explanation. Easy to get along with, huh? Bibi Dong was so nice today, but that's because of me. Otherwise, what kind of people are you? You're actually reading the same diary copy as my sister Dong. I'll definitely smash it before I leave. Over here. Bibi Dong stood on the hotel balcony, quietly gazing at the night view outside. Ling Yuan, what do you think I should do next? Ling Yuan asked doubtfully from the side. Your Majesty, are you referring to Su Chen? Bibi Dong acquiesced. If we can get Su Chen's help, it will be easy for us Spirit Hall to conquer the continent. But I'm a little unsure what Su Chen is thinking. Su Chen and Tang San and Tang Hao are naturally enemies, but he doesn't seem to be fully committed to helping our Spirit Hall. Ling Yuan hesitated and replied, Your Majesty, didn't Su Chen just say that? Now, with Nana and Su Chen's relationship, our Spirit Hall is invincible. Even if we really do fail, Su Chen will definitely help us. No, you don't understand, Bibi Dong sighed. Remember the reward I got a few days ago? The heaven and earth double bang, 2 firecrackers. Ling Yuan asked curiously. Your Majesty, is that reward a spirit bone? Oh. Bibi Dong was also confused. How could the thing be related to spirit bones? The sound of a cannon is worth a fortune. The 2 sounds of heaven and earth are actually made of gunpowder. They explode when fired like a bow and arrow, and they don't require human power. Ling Yuan was shocked upon hearing this and asked, Your Majesty, have you obtained the gunpowder? Oh my god, Bibi Dong, you are not really going to blow up the Spirit Hall, are you? Bibi Dong said with a look of pain on her face, I have. Then bang, it exploded and it disappeared. Ling Yuan said with a puzzled look on her face, I have. Then bang, it exploded and it disappeared. Ling Yuan found it difficult to imagine. Of course. Looking at Bibi Dong's distressed expression, she could probably guess what Bibi Dong was feeling at the time. Chapter 178, Sisters Promise to Share Wealth. Speaking of which, if Su Chen knew about Bibi Dong's secret fireworks, he would definitely condemn her strongly. What's going on? I already call you Sister Dong, And you set off fireworks without even asking me to watch. Isn't that too much? Ding. Diary, recording the wonderful life of time travel. Rewards. Congratulations to the host for receiving the reward. All spirit rings have their age increased by 1,000 years. Congratulations to the host for receiving the random reward. Soul power increased by 1 level. In the room, Su Chen finished reading the diary rewards and reached out to embrace Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing blushed slightly and sat quietly in Su Chen's arms, not saying a word. Su Chen whispered, "For the time being, cultivate in Wuhan City. I'll accompany you to the Zingluo Empire in a few days. Leave all your family matters, any problems you can't solve, to me." "Yes," Zhu Zhuqing hummed softly and replied quietly, "There's no rush for things with the Zhu family." Su Chen nodded gently and reached out to help with a basketball. "I haven't tested your martial arts in the past 2 days. Now I'm going to test you to see if you've made any progress," Zhu Zhuqing replied. "My martial arts attainments are unfathomable." "Huh," Su Chen scoffed. "Martial arts are vast and profound. Although we share a bond like Guan Yu and Bao Bao, I've given someone a handle, and I must be responsible to the end," Zhu Zhuqing retorted. "You're clearly petty." Su Chen, seeing Zhu Zhuqing dare to speak so harshly of him, couldn't help but fly into a rage. Fine, then, as a token of our friendship, I'll let you suffer the humiliation of being humiliated." Zhu Zhuqing, wait for the good fortune. Instance rewards. Congratulations to Yi Lingling for having the most mentions in the diary. Reward, add 1,000 years to all your spirit rings. Congratulations to Yi Lingling for having her name randomly selected in the diary. Reward, increase your spirit power by 1 level. Congratulations to Liena for being the lucky viewer who can customize the diary theme once. Next hour. Du Yuan happily nudged Yi Lingling when she saw the diary copy rewards, saying, "Lingling, you're amazing today, both rewards are yours," and the third reward went to Sister Nana. "You two are truly amazing," Yi Lingling drowsily said. "Hey, Yanzi, go to bed early, I won't be able to sleep soon. Su Chen and Zhu Qing are next door to us, and I don't know when they'll be asleep." Du Yuan pouted, lying back down and closing her eyes. Another next hour. Liena was also delighted to have received her third reward. She now owed Du Yuan and Yi Lingling once, and today she finally had a reward to repay them. It seems Yanzi hasn't appeared in the diary copy for a long time. Well, I'll return it to Yanzi tomorrow. Next door to next hour. Ho Wu forced Jiangzu to live with her. Now, when Ho Wu saw the rewards, she said with envy, "Sister Lingling is so lucky that she got 2 rewards at once. I am not so lucky." Jiangzu glanced at Ho Wu sideways, but did not bother to pay attention to her. Ho Wu moved closer to Jiangzu, pressed her double C under her thin pajamas, and asked, "Sister Jiangzu, you don't seem to like me very much?" "No, we just met," Jiangzu replied lightly, thinking to herself, "You are rubbing against me hard in the few pictures that appear in my eyes. How can I like you?" Ho Wu put her arm around Jiangzu's waist and said, "I know, it must be because I appeared in the theme of your diary, which made the pictures with your name, which were not many to begin with, even fewer. That's why you don't like me, right?" Jiangzu was silent. Ho Wu thought for a moment and said, "We 3 supporting sisters should share both happiness and hardship. Next time I get a reward, I'll give it to you, okay?" Jiangzu turned around, facing Ho Wu, and asked, "Really?" Ho Wu said seriously, "Of course, when I see Meng Yiren next time, I'll give her a reward too. We good sisters must share both happiness and hardship." "Okay, then I forgive you." Jiangzu returned the hug, cuddling up to Ho Wu and saying, "Let's sleep together." Ho Wu said happily, "When we can find Meng Yiren, our 3 golden supporting sisters will be together." Jiangzu replied, "Yes, Lingyi and Douluo will definitely invite Meng Yiren to the Spirit Academy next. Spirit Hall." Bibi Dong saw the reward for the diary copy and suddenly sat up in bed. Nana actually got a 3rd reward? Whatever. Although Bibi Dong was eager to know how to make gunpowder, she was in no rush. With so many women in Spirit City now possessing diary copies, it wouldn't be difficult for her to ask for a reward. What a shame. Bibi Dong felt somewhat frustrated. Qian Renxue's current status meant that even if she received these rewards, she couldn't make them her own. Now, watching Liena, Yi Lingling, Du Yuan, and Zhu Zhuqing surpass her in strength one after another, she must be feeling very uncomfortable. Every time Bibi Dong thought of this, she felt an immense sense of guilt. Indeed. At the Crown Prince's mansion, Qian Renxue felt deeply downhearted when she saw Yilingling and Liena receive their rewards. Her innate spirit power was only level 20. Now it was only level 66, and her spirit ring combination was average, far behind Liena and the other three. She didn't know when this trip to the Heaven Dao Empire would end. Perhaps, Spirit Hall's hegemony no longer required this part of her, but after all these years of hard work, how could she easily give up? The next day, the morning sun, like gentle love, gently bathed the earth, awakening the slumbering life. Su Chen opened his eyes to find Zhu Zhuqing, already awake in his arms. Why are you awake so early? Last night, Su Chen had taught Zhu Zhuqing martial arts, imparting his knowledge with all his heart. Zhu Zhuqing, striving for perfection, welcomed him with open arms and expressed her gratitude. Surprisingly, she was still so energetic today. A faint blush tinged on Zhu Zhuqing's face as she softly replied, "You said you teach me Tai Chi and the three-division return to origin technique today, so I woke up early to learn." Su Chen gently pinched Zhu Zhuqing's breasts and smiled, "Okay, get up and go teach you. I have to go to the spirit hall with Nana later." In the courtyard, Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu had also risen early. Seeing Zhu Zhuqing emerge from her room with Su Chen, a look of satisfaction on her face, they were filled with envy. Sisters agreed to share prosperity. "We envy your prosperity now, and we want it too." Chapter 179 Bibi Dong's Little Man? Rongrong, Xiao, Zhu Zhuqing noticed Ning Rongrong staring at her, and a hint of embarrassment washed over her. Although she, Zhu Zhuqing, also wanted to share joys and sorrows, but regarding the question of men, even if she wanted her sisters to share prosperity, she still had to get her man's approval, right? It seemed she would have to have a chat with her besties next. In matters like this, they needed to bring out their own charms to share the joys and sorrows. Su Chen glanced at the girls in his household but didn't say anything. Liena, Du Yan, Zhu Zhuqing, Yilingling, Ning Rongrong, Xiao, Huao, and Jiangzhu, the atmosphere was becoming increasingly lively. Of course, Su Chen didn't know that the Qianshu girls group was also about to arrive, followed closely by Liu Long, who had run away from Lanba Academy, and, in short, life would be even happier from now on. Not long after, Su Chen simply led everyone into rounds of Tai Chi practice, passed on the techniques to Zhu Zhuqing, and then hurried to the spirit hall with Liena. Today, Bibi Dong will propose to the elders hall that Liena be crowned the spirit hall's holy maiden. Liena will definitely be arriving early. Ning Rongrong, seeing Su Chen and the others leave, sat down and said, "Girls, let's go shopping." Xiao Wu paused and said, Okay. Yilingling glanced at the two of them with a hint of surprise, then said, "There's still half an hour until the morning exercises Su Chen mentioned are over." Ning Rongrong smiled and replied, "It's okay. This is probably all our first time in Spirit City. Let's go out and have a good look. Then, let's go to the Spirit Academy." "How about that?" Du Yan and the others exchanged glances. The allure of shopping was quite strong. Ho Wu then said, "Then let's go out and have a look. Finally, we'll go to the Spirit Academy to challenge them and see for ourselves the Spirit Hall's golden generation. Are they as formidable as Su Chen wrote about them?" Okay, let's go." The Qianshu Academy girl group also set off early in the morning. Their target today was also the Spirit Academy. They couldn't possibly reveal the diary copy, and since they were coming under the guise of Qianshu Academy, they were also coming under the guise of an academy exchange. The Pope's Hall was now filled with dozens of titled Douluo from the Spirit Academy. Standing on the stage were two ultimate Douluo masters, Bibi Dong and Jin Daoliu. Below them, on the left stood Golden Crocodile Douluo, Blue Luan Douluo, Lion Douluo, Light Feather Douluo, Qianjin, and Demon Subduing Douluo. On the right stood Chrysanthemum Douluo, Ghost Douluo, Spirit Flying Kite, Demon Bear Douluo, and Ghost Leopard Douluo. The atmosphere in the hall was solemn. Jin Daoliu looked at Bibi Dong and said, "You've summoned so many of us. Now we're all here. Let's talk about what's going on." Bibi Dong glanced at Jin Daoliu and said calmly, "We're not here yet. Please wait a moment, fellow priests and elders." Jin Daoliu raised an eyebrow slightly, looking at Bibi Dong in disbelief. "You summoned us when we're not here yet? You're leaving us waiting for someone?" The priests below also frowned, looking at Bibi Dong with some disapproval. "You can't tell the difference between the Spirit Hall's lesser and greater kings," Guangling Daoluo said. "Okay, since we're not here yet, Your Majesty, Let's discuss other matters first. I heard last night that you took my house and gave it to your little man, huh? Everyone in the arena perked up instantly at this remark. Bibi Dong's little man? It wasn't in vain today. We're willing to wait for the melons. Jin Daoli looked at Bibi Dong with a complicated expression and asked, "You have a lover?" Bibi Dong was practically furious. That old Guangling Douluo, what a jerk. No, Bibi Dong said coldly, glaring at him coldly. That's Liena's man. Everyone instantly perked up at this. Oh my god? And he's the master and disciple's man? This was too much? Guangling Douluo said angrily, Your Majesty, if it was your man, it would be fine. But now you're telling me it's only Liena's man, and you're taking my house just to give it to him? I don't accept it. Grand Priest, please judge for me. Jin Daoli looked at Bibi Dong and said calmly, That's too much. We can understand some personal matters, but you shouldn't go to Guangling's house. As Pope, you should prioritize the interests of our spirit hall. The others nodded in agreement. And that was enough. They could understand this, after all. As a woman, Bibi Dong was in her prime, so keeping a lover was understandable. However, that didn't mean the 5 sacrifices should be deprived of their own interests just for that one lover. You have to distinguish the pros and cons. You can't love beauty over power. Guangling Douluo muttered, Your Majesty, a demonic man who brings disaster to the nation is unacceptable. Everyone? Bibi Dong? It's Guangling Douluo's fault. This statement not only gave Bibi Dong a headache, but also left the other titled Douluo speechless. It was outrageous. Bibi Dong hadn't bothered to explain it, because Su Chen and Liena were about to arrive. She'd introduce them to everyone and everyone would understand what she meant. But Guangling Douluo, that bastard, was over 90 years old, and he was still talking so nonsense? HMPH, Bibi Dong snorted coldly, glaring at Guangling Douluo with annoyance. Is this the kind of person you think this Pope is, Guangling Priest? If you continue to slander me like this, don't blame me for being rude. Upon hearing this, Guangling Douluo quickly changed his expression and said, Your Majesty, let's talk it out. A gentleman uses words, not fists. Great Priest, isn't that right? Jin Daoli said calmly, I still say what I said before. We understand your personal affairs, but you can't harm the interests of our spirit hall. Let's forget about this matter, and don't do it again. Bibi Dong clenched her fists in anger. Every day, I've been believing you all. You're all crazy. Bibi Dong had originally thought that Guangling Douluo, with his childish personality, wouldn't take her seriously like others would when asking for a house. But what Bibi Dong hadn't expected was that this old man was so careless and spoke nonsense. Elder Ling Yuan, you go tell them. Bibi Dong wasn't good at explaining things. Seeing this, Ling Yuan stepped out, saluted Jin Daoliu and his group, and shouted, Fellow priests, what His Majesty just said is absolutely true. That Su Chen is Nana's man, and he has absolutely nothing to do with His Majesty the Pope, clear and innocent. Chapter 180 I don't know if I can handle it. Jin Daoliu said expressionlessly, It doesn't matter, I've made it very clear just now. We won't interfere with your keeping of a concubine, but we cannot allow it to harm the interests of our spirit hall. As for who Liena's man is, let alone that little girl's man, even if it's Liena, is she worthy of you coming to Guangling's house? Everyone nodded. Very reasonable. Yu Guan hesitated, then said, 4 priests, that boy's name is Su Chen. He's a very powerful genius, and his relationship with your Majesty is innocent. Old Ghost and I can testify to that. Everyone remained silent, their eyes clearly expressing their opinion. Do you believe us? Bibi Dong was speechless, but she didn't bother to explain further. She said calmly, You'll understand in a moment. Not long after, 2 figures entered the Pope's hall. Everyone looked over. One was Liena, the other a young man of exceptional appearance and temperament. Regarding this, everyone could only say that Bibi Dong's judgment this time was quite good. Isn't this much better than that gang from before? At least he's handsome, making him a perfect concubine. Liena stepped forward and called out, Liena greets His Holiness the Pope, the several priests, and the elders. Su Chen, standing aside, bowed and called out, Seniors, I, Su Chen, greet you. Su Chen had a rough look. With the exception of the snake spear Douluo and the thorny porpoise Douluo protecting Qian Renxue, almost all the titled Douluos of the Spirit Hall were present. Jin Daoliu and his companions kept their eyes on Su Chen. But, did this kid seem a little strange? The titled Douluos present were all masters, their eyes sharp. Although they could all tell that Su Chen's spirit power was only in the 30s, they had a hunch. This kid didn't seem to be just a level 30 spirit power. Judging by his attitude towards so many top experts on the continent, neither humble nor overbearing, it was clear he was something special. Bang! Guangling Douluo unleashed the soul power of a normal level 90 title Douluo, charging at Su Chen. Bibi Dong wanted his house, and Guangling was definitely outmatched. But he couldn't let this loss go in vain. Now was a good time to test Bibi Dong's little man and make him lose. Jin Douluo and his group didn't say anything to stop him. First, they, a title Douluo, were actually waiting for Su Chen. Did that mean they were dissatisfied? Secondly, they really wanted to see if Bibi Dong's little man was still that useless. Su Chen was completely bewildered. No? Even though we were the last to arrive, we were already here early. Who knew you Spirit Hall had this custom of holding morning meetings? Su Chen immediately counterattacked with even more powerful soul power. Guangling Douluo was caught off guard and took 2 steps back, a look of astonishment in his eyes. Oh my god, this kid's soul power is even stronger than mine. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Jin Douluo and his group were also shocked, finding it unbelievable. This kid looked about the same age as Liena. He'd been cultivating since the womb, so there was no way he could be stronger than Guangling, a level 96 title Douluo, right? What a joke. Speaking of soul power, let alone Guangling Douluo, even Jin Douluo wouldn't be able to compare. Only Bibi Dong, with her twin spirits, could be compared to Su Chen. Su Chen's century-long cultivation aside, his second spirit ring had already been upgraded to 200,000 years, and his third over 300,000 years. Bibi Dong was also delighted at this moment. See? This is my little man. Pa. This is Liena's little man. You haven't even seen Liena's spirit ring configuration yet, you'll be shocked later. Su Chen's eyes showed some doubts. He looked at Guangling Douluo and asked, Senior, we don't seem to know each other, right? You are testing me right away. Isn't this a bit rude? How? Guangling Douluo snorted coldly and said, My name is Guangling. Su Chen shook his head slightly, indicating that he didn't know him, and said, If Senior is dissatisfied with me, it's not impossible for us to go out and fight a few moves. Liena whispered on the side, where we live now used to be Guangling Douluo's house. Oh, Su Chen suddenly realized, looked at Bibi Dong strangely, and shouted to Guangling Douluo. It turned out to be Senior Guangling Douluo. Sorry. Seeing that Su Chen's attitude had improved, Guangling Douluo's complexion also improved a little, but he still said unconvincedly, Fight me if you want, you kid looks like you only have a soul power of about 30 levels. Even if you are a little weird, I still don't believe you really have the strength of a title Douluo. Seeing this, Su Chen looked at Bibi Dong and shouted, Your Holiness, may I have a sparring match with Senior Guangling? As the saying goes, one strike is enough to prevent 100. Now that Su Chen has arrived in Spirit City, he must find an opportunity to demonstrate his prowess to avoid unnecessary trouble later. So, there's no need to be low-key. Of course, Bibi Dong nodded slightly, looking at Guangling Douluo and asking, Fifth Lord, what do you think? Guangling Douluo smiled and replied, Then let me play with this kid. Guangling Douluo looked at Su Chen and called out, Boy, your name is Su Chen? Right, although your holiness asked for my house to give to you earlier, and I'm very upset about that, I don't think you're too annoying. As a senior, I'll show you some mercy. Now activate your spirit. Su Chen nodded slightly, instantly summoning the Kunpeng spirit to possess him. The massive Kunpeng shadow loomed, its black, red, 2 gold, and red, 3 gold, spirit rings horrified everyone present. They asked in shock, What? The first spirit ring is 10,000 years old, and the second and third spirit rings are already over 100,000 years old. Boy, do you have twin spirits? Are you a titled Douluo? Like His Holiness, you only started hunting for your second spirit ring after your first spirit reached level 90. Everyone present was a top-tier title Douluo. Just by looking at Su Chen's spirit ring configuration, they could reason with common sense. However, Su Chen's purely gimmicky trick didn't require a second spirit. No, Jin Douluo exclaimed, even more shocked. Your second and third spirit rings aren't 100,000 years old at all, but 200,000 and 300,000 years old. Am I correct? What? The elders were even more shocked upon hearing Jin Douluo's words. 200,000 years, 300,000 years, isn't this spirit ring a spirit ring from a ferocious beast? Su Chen looked at everyone on the scene and replied, It's not a twin martial spirit, the spirit rings are indeed 200,000 and 300,000 years old. Next. Senior Guangling, I'm going to make a move. Guangling Douluo's face was complicated, and he hesitated. Actually, I see that you are getting more and more accommodating. Let's just be casual, don't take it seriously. Guangling Douluo, damn it. A spirit skill with a 300,000 year age, I don't know if I can withstand it. Chapter 181 Praise the Great Angel God. Everyone on the field, listening to Guangling's words, cast contemptuous glances at him. How shameful. But there was nothing they could do. Guangling Douluo's personality was childish, but this old man's strength was his ability to let go. Senior Guangling, I'm here, Su Chen warned, unleashing his spirit abilities. Second spirit ring, first spirit skill, wings of Kunpen. Second spirit ring, second spirit skill, speed of Kunpen. Guangling Douluo also summoned his martial spirit, the longbow, and unleashed his spirit abilities. Seventh spirit skill, martial spirit true avatar. Everyone watched intently, anticipating the ensuing showdown. A young man versus a 90-year-old was a match worth anticipating. The mere thought was thrilling. However, before anyone could even recover from their spectators' excitement, the battle was over. In a flash of light, Su Chen's figure vanished. The next moment, Su Chen appeared beside Guangling Douluo, his hand transforming into a wind blade, slicing off a strand of Guangling Douluo's hair. A typical clash of masters. Everyone. This scene happened so quickly and so strangely that every title Douluo on the field felt their anuses tighten. What the hell? What kind of a countermeasure was this? Su Chen had only unleashed 2 auxiliary spirit skills, yet he had actually increased his physical speed to a point where no one could react. Was the battle already over? It was indeed over. Everyone on the field was no fool. In a life-or-death duel, based on the speed of Su Chen's attack, even if it wasn't an instant kill, it would have been enough to take Guangling's life. Guangling Douluo was now completely paralyzed. Ting. I was careless and didn't dodge. Young people have no martial ethics, trying to steal. To cheat. I'm over 90 years old, and I advise you to learn your lesson. So powerful, Bibi Dong couldn't help but exclaim. Although she and Jin Daoli were already the strongest on the continent, facing Su Chen's bizarre attack, a single mistake would have shattered their heads. This kind of strange attack and speed made defense impossible. Jin Daoli was also deeply shocked, yet also extremely wary of him. Where had Bibi Dong found such a terrifying pervert? Liena's lips curled up. That guy's smugness was harder to suppress than her man was so cool. He was directly suppressing the heroes in the spirit hall. Liena just wanted to say, heroes all over the world are terrified by the name of my man, who else? Su Chen withdrew his spirit possession, bowed to Guangling Douluo, and shouted, Senior, thank you for the favor. Su Chen had actually considered trying out his third spirit skills, the Sun Fist and the Moon Palm, but thought better of it. He just needed to prove his strength. It would be a waste of time to beat Guangling. Guangling Douluo held his breath for a long moment before finally blurting out, holy crap. That's awesome, ha, I'm not ashamed of losing. This thing only has 2 auxiliary spirit skills, yet they give you such incredible speed. Who could possibly react? High Priest, can you even react? Jin Daoli was speechless. You kid, if you can't speak, just shut up. Am I being disrespectful? Jin Daoli glanced at Bibi Dong, his eyes revealing a complex, almost gratifying expression. Your choice in men this time is excellent. Bibi Dong was about to nod when her face suddenly faltered. She was completely speechless. So, you guys still misunderstand me? Liena? Liena didn't quite understand Jin Daoli's words, but upon reflection, it made sense. It was her teacher who had sent her to Su Chen, so Su Chen was essentially the man her teacher had chosen for her. Su Chen also gave Bibi Dong a strange look, but said nothing. The other priests and elders all nodded in satisfaction. If only Bibi Dong had sharpened her vision sooner, how could such a tragedy have happened again? Bibi Dong then spoke, let me formally introduce you to Su Chen, Nana's man. The two have already secretly agreed to spend their lives together, and I agree. Everyone looked at Bibi Dong with a complicated expression. Guangling Douluo couldn't help but ask, is he really just Nana's man? Bibi Dong was so angry that she wanted to slap Guangling twice. You, old man, are simply going against me. After seeing Su Chen's strength, don't you understand why you gave him your house? I was trying to win him over, you idiot. You're just your sister's lover. Bibi Dong didn't bother to address Guangling and addressed Su Chen. These are the 7 honorifics of our spirit hall. Chief honorific Angel Douluo, second honorific Golden Crocodile Douluo, third honorific Azure Luan Douluo, fourth honorific Lion Douluo, fifth honorific Light Feather Douluo, sixth honorific Thousand Strength Douluo, and seventh honorific Demon Subduing Douluo. These are the elders of our spirit hall: Chrysanthemum Douluo, Ghost Douluo, Spirit Kite Douluo, Demon Bear Douluo, and Ghost Leopard Douluo. Su Chen stepped forward and greeted everyone one by one. Jin Daoliu was also very impressed. He looked at Su Chen and said, "You are truly young and promising. I wonder which family on the mainland you are from." Su Chen replied softly, "Chief honorific, I am an orphan. I was lucky enough to have some opportunities, but I don't come from any faction on the mainland." "Great, great." Jin Daoliu's eyes brightened even more. "Praise the great angel god. So young, so powerful, and an orphan? This is simply too perfect. When are you and Nana planning to get married?" Bibi Dong saw Jin Daoliu's eyes light up, already eagerly concerned. She had a bad feeling about Su Chen and Liena's marriage. It was over. Her original intention was to let Su Chen show off his skills to bolster Nana's chances of becoming a saint, but now, it had backfired, and the old man, Jin Daoliu, had already set his sights on him. Su Chen, feeling somewhat embarrassed by Jin Daoliu's gaze, glanced at Liena and replied, "Marriage is no problem. I have no elders in my family, so I can make the decision myself. I'll listen to Nana's opinion." Jin Daoliu was delighted, and so were the other priests and elders. Who wouldn't be thrilled to have such a genius join the spirit hall? Next, they had to find a way to recruit Su Chen into the priesthood hall. That would be even more perfect. Ahem. Seeing Jin Daoliu hesitating and ready to arrange a wedding date for Liena and Su Chen, Bibi Dong quickly interrupted, saying, "Great priest, let's get down to business." Jin Daoliu glanced at Bibi Dong with some confusion, completely bewildered. "Isn't your main business to introduce Su Chen to us?" Bibi Dong glanced at the crowd and said seriously, "Fellow priests and elders, I propose that Liena be crowned the holy maiden of our spirit hall. Who's in favor? Who's against?" Chapter 182 Praise the great angel god again. For a moment, everyone listened to Bibi Dong's words with a somewhat strange look on their faces. After looking at each other, they finally glanced at Su Chen and said, "I agree, Nana, this little girl was originally trained by you to be your successor. We all watched her grow up. I have no problem with her becoming a saint. I have no objection either. I support it, although it's a little premature to canonize Liena as a saint. Since you brought it up today, let's do it." Jin Daoliu glanced at Su Chen and replied to Bibi Dong, "Okay, Liena, this little girl, has grown up under our watch. Her character, ability, and talent are all impeccable. Perhaps it's a little premature to canonize her as the Spirit Hall Saint, but with Su Chen's help, I think she will grow quickly." It was obvious. Although everyone was satisfied with Liena, it was a little premature to canonize her as a saint at this time. Liena herself had no achievements of her own. While exceptionally talented, she wasn't so gifted that anyone would make an exception. Ultimately, it was Su Chen's display of strength that made it all the more important. Bibi Dong was speechless. "What? You old fellows, are you being so clever? If you do this, how can my disciple show off? How can I blind you all?" Liena's face was filled with happiness. She knew that her continued support was inseparable from Su Chen, so after meeting him, everything changed for the better. It went smoothly. It got so good. There was no going back to those ordinary times when she had to work so hard. Su Chen's eyes were complex, and after a moment's hesitation, he said, "Actually, Nana's ability to become a saint doesn't require any other considerations. She can completely convince everyone with her own strength." Jin Daoliu nodded slightly. "Yes, we all know this. Nana grew up under our care." Jin Daoliu had remained calm. He was trying to say that while we're doing you a favor by recruiting you into the Spirit Hall, we've also watched Liena grow up and know her well. But before Jin Daoliu could finish his words, Liena had already released her 8 spirit rings: purple, 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 red, 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 and red. The entire hall fell silent. Jin Daoliu and the others' faces were all bulging with shock. 400,000-year spirit rings, how is that possible? The first 4 are over 1,000 years old, and the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are all over 100,000 years old. No way. Bibi Dong looked smug. Although Liena's acquisition of 400,000-year spirit rings and spirit bones had nothing to do with her, she had nothing to do with it. But Liena was her disciple. Now that her disciple was showing off, it gave her a face as a master, and her status was invisibly elevated. Snap! Qian Douluo reached out and slapped the demon subduing Douluo on the head. The stunned demon subduing Douluo was even more bewildered. "Brother, what are you doing?" Qian Douluo said seriously. "I suspected I was dreaming, so I tried." "I'm not dreaming." Yu Guan couldn't help but tighten his grip on Gimei's arm, whispering, "Old ghost, did you see that? Did you see that?" Gimei swallowed and said, "I did. Nana is amazing." Jin Daoli was also shocked, staring intently at Liena and asking, How did you do it?" Liena replied weakly, "Great priest, I can't tell you this. Can you keep it a secret?" Yes. Jin Daoli nodded vigorously, unable to conceal the joy on his face. He hadn't been this happy in a long time. Once again, he praised the great angel god. The spirit hall is unstoppable. Su Chen looked at the crowd and said, "Now everyone has seen that Liena was able to become a saint maiden entirely through her own strength, earning your approval, so she's not just a vase, but achieved this through her own strength." On the field, everyone was at a loss for words. They were simply shocked. Today's Su Chen and Liena had completely shattered the perspectives. Young people these days were truly lacking in martial ethics. Bibi Dong glanced around the room, her expression grave, and said, "Since everyone has no objections, then in 3 days, the Spirit Hall will hold a ceremony to confer the title of Saint, conferring Liena as our Spirit Hall Saint." "Yes, Your Majesty," the immortals were convinced. Su Chen and Liena, at their age and strength, were more than capable of leading their Spirit Hall to new heights. 2 flowers bloom, each with its own beauty. In Xiandao City, Tang Yuhu had gone out to inquire about the vast sea universe cover today, while Tang Hao and Tang San had been waiting for news from her in Yuxun. Now, Tang Yuhu came back from outside, looked at the two of them and said, "Second brother, I've already asked about the vast sea universe cover. It was taken away by Crown Prince Zhu King a few days ago." "Zhu King?" Tang Hao said a little hesitantly. "Little sister, what is your relationship with Zhu King?" Tang Yuhu hesitated and said, "No matter who has the vast sea universe cover, it is a national treasure of the Heaven Dao Empire. How could it be given away?" Upon hearing this, Tang Hao said with a serious face, "Not necessarily, as long as there is enough benefit. Why can't a vast sea universe cover be given away?" Tang San also nodded, looked at Tang Yuhu and shouted, "And, do you know Zhu King? We know him well enough, so whether we offer conditions in exchange or snatch it from him, there is great hope." Tang Yuhu recalled and said, "Zhu King is not only the crown prince of the Heaven Dao Empire, but also a disciple of Ning Fengzi, the leader of the 7 Treasures glazed tile sect. He is kind and approachable, with a gentle and elegant personality. At the same time, he respects the wise and humble." What if? Tang Hao's face instantly grew agitated. Tang Yuhu hesitated. "Second brother, why don't you take my advice and take Tang San into seclusion? Never come out again?" Tang Hao frowned, looking at Tang Yuhu and asking, "Little sister, what do you mean?" Tang Sanzang also looked at Tang Yuhu with caution. As a killer, he could clearly sense that something was amiss with Tang Yuhu, that she was hiding a huge secret. This puzzled Tang Sanzang. Wasn't Tang Yuhu his father's biological sister? Why did he feel she wasn't on the same page with him? Tang Yuhu had no other choice but to say, "It's okay. I just heard from second brother that Su Chen and the Spirit Hall are very powerful, and I'm worried about your safety." Tang Hao nodded slightly and said, "Don't worry about that. Just help us get the vast sea universe shade." Tang Hao's eyes were serious. "Yuhu, this is second brother's request. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 183. See you tomorrow in the prison. That's all." Tang Yuhu sighed inwardly and said, "Zhu King and I are quite familiar with each other. He has the vast sea universe shackle in his hands, so there's hope of obtaining it. He appreciates talent and scholars. Perhaps after learning of second brother's identity, he might be willing to offer the vast sea universe shackle as a talisman." Tang San was overjoyed and said, "And, then please make an introduction for us." Tang Yuhu nodded and said nothing more. At the Crown Prince's mansion, Qian Renxue had been distressed for the past 2 days. Her current status prevented her from receiving the diary copy rewards, and she had been repeatedly struggling with the purpose of her trip to the Heaven Dao Empire. Should she really continue? Of course. Qian Renxue's previous determination was primarily driven by proving herself to Bibi Dong and gaining her approval. But now that she had read the diary, her greatest hope had long since vanished. Coupled with the advancement of Liena and the others, and the presence of Su Chen, she had become increasingly unmotivated. Your Highness, the Crown Prince, Master Yuxun is here to visit. Qian Renxue heard the guards outside, a hint of doubt in her eyes. Tang Yuhe? Why did she suddenly come looking for me? Could she have doubted my identity? That shouldn't be the case. Su Chen hadn't revealed anything in his diary copy. Even if Tang Yuhe knew Tang San's identity, she couldn't possibly know my own. Let her in, Qian Renxue replied, stepping out to greet her. In the courtyard, Qian Renxue saw 2 other people accompanying Tang Yuhe. One was slovenly and unruly, yet possessed a certain dignity. The other was young, yet appeared remarkably composed. Tang San? Tang Hao? Instantly, Qian Renxue's mind flashed to Tang Hao and his son, Tang San. After further consideration, she even figured out their purpose. Your Highness, Tang Yuhe called out, bowing with Tang Hao and the other. Qian Renxue's expression softened as she softly said, there's no one else here. Aunt Yuhe, please come in. Qian Renxue had disguised herself as Zhu Zhuqing for so many years, remaining remarkably composed. Even when she guessed the other party was Tang Hao and Tang San, and felt murderous intent, she didn't show it at all. Hate. She truly was ruthless. Su Chen had already clearly written in his diary, Tang Hao and his son had murdered her entire family. In the main hall, Qian Renxue had tea served. Tang Yuhe introduced them. Your Highness, this is my elder brother, Tang Hao, also known as Clear Sky Douluo, and this is his son, Tang San. Qian Renxue feigned surprise and asked, it's Clear Sky Douluo, Your Highness, please forgive me for not welcoming you. Tang Hao said calmly, Your Highness, you are very polite. After a brief chat, Tang Hao asked, Your Highness, it is rumored that the Sky Dao Empire possesses a national treasure, the vast sea universe cover. May I ask if we may see it? As expected. Qian Renxue felt a little amused. You and your son are truly like old ladies crawling into bed. You've made me laugh. You've come to me looking for the vast sea universe cover. I really have to say you're very brave. You've walked right into a trap. Haoshan Douluo is interested in the vast sea universe cover. Tang Hao hesitated, then nodded. Yes, I'm curious. I wonder if Your Highness the Crown Prince could borrow it for a look. Qian Renxue didn't reply. Instead, she took a sip of her tea. Wondering, judging by what Su Chen's diary had said, Tang Hao should be seriously injured. Should she just have him and his son killed? Doing so would likely reveal something, and she wasn't sure if it was worth it. At this moment, Tang San stood up and took out an item from his possession, the huge divine crossbow. He said, this is a gift for Your Highness the Crown Prince. I crafted it myself, called this huge divine crossbow. It's quite powerful. If it hits you head-on, anyone with less than level 40 spirit power will have little chance of survival. Oh, Qian Renxue sneered inwardly. Tang San, oh Tang San. You really take me, Qian Renxue, for a fool. You want to trade a crappy hidden weapon for my vast sea universe cover? This thing is quite good. It is very suitable for auxiliary spirit masters. Tang San nodded and added, this thing can be mass-produced and can also be equipped in the army. Qian Renxue looked up at Tang San and asked, do you want to use the manufacture of this thing in exchange for the vast sea universe cover? Tang San did not expect the other party to be so direct. He hesitated and nodded, if His Royal Highness the Crown Prince can bear the pain and give it up, Tang San is not only willing to offer the drawings for the manufacture of his huge divine crossbow, but also my father and I are willing to serve His Royal Highness the Crown Prince for 10 years. Qian Renxue pretended to be surprised when she heard the words and said, are you sure? Vast sea universe cover, in exchange for 10 years of assistance from Haoshan Douluo. Tang San looked at Tang Hao. Tang Hao nodded seriously and said, yes, if His Royal Highness is willing to part with it, Tang Hao, am willing to serve His Royal Highness for 10 years. Qian Renxue feigned confusion and said, the purpose of the vast sea universe cover remains unknown. I presume you all know its true purpose, right? Tang San thought for a moment and replied, I know, but it's useless to others, only to me. Qian Renxue feigned hesitation and said in a deep voice, "The vast sea universe cover is a national treasure of our Heaven Dao Empire. Even though I'm the crown prince, I have no right to give it away." This, Tang San felt a little annoyed. "You, the crown prince, don't even have this much power? You can't even make the decision on such a matter?" Tang Hao's brows furrowed. If he weren't so powerless right now, he would have taken it long ago. Tang Yuhu remained silent. She, too, had no way to deal with this matter. "It's not that there's no way." Qian Renxue's expression suddenly darkened, and she whispered, "I'll return the vast sea universe cover to the treasury later. Tonight, I'll arrange for someone to lead you in stealing it from the treasury, I think. With the strength of a clear sky Douluo, as long as they know the vast sea universe cover's location, they can steal it from the treasury quietly." Hearing this, Tang Yuhu was about to explain Tang Hao's situation, but Tang Hao gave her a look, telling her not to reveal anything for now. "Okay," Tang Hao said, "as His Royal Highness the Crown Prince suggested, you can place the vast sea universe cover in the treasury, and we'll steal it without anyone noticing. In return, the conditions we just offered remain valid." Tang San nodded and said, "Once we obtain the vast sea universe cover, Tang San will immediately deliver the blueprints for Zhu Zhuqing." Qian Renxue feigned joy and said, "The blueprints are fine. It's a blessing for King to have the assistance of His Majesty the Clear Sky." Qian Renxue stood up and personally poured tea for Tang Hao. "Oh, how happy. While you're at home, your enemies come to you. Wonderful." Qian Renxue also found it amusing. Stealing from the national treasury, a capital crime. "Tomorrow, we'll meet in the heavenly prison, and then I'll settle accounts with you and your son." Chapter 184. Do you mind fighting two people at once? Qian Renxue sent Tang Hao and his son away, and Shilong and C2 appeared. "Young master, was that Tang Hao just now? I never thought Tang Hao would come to us on his own initiative. Should we send a message back to the spirit hall immediately and bring people to surround and kill him?" Qian Renxue said calmly, "No need, Tang Hao is seriously injured now. Killing him won't be difficult. We can arrange it tonight." Puzzled, Shilong and the others asked, "Young master, has an idea, then why did Tang Hao come to you?" Qian Renxue pulled a box from her body and opened it, revealing the vast sea universe cover. "Tang Hao and his son want the vast sea universe cover. I've promised them that I will return it to the treasury and send someone to take them there tonight." Qian Renxue took the vast sea universe cover from the box and put it away. Then, holding the empty box in her hand, she gestured to Shilong and the others. "Wow." Shilong and the other two had just been wondering. Their spirit hall and Tang Hao were locked in a bitter feud. What the hell was that vast sea universe shield? It was a mercy to not just kill them outright. So the young master wanted to be the sixth. Porpoise Douluo said, "Young master, are you suggesting we lure them into stealing the treasury, and then use the power of the Heaven Dao imperial family to deal with them?" Shilong smiled and said, "Brilliant, excellent. This will worsen the relationship between the Heaven Dao imperial family and the Clear Sky sect." Young master is truly brilliant. Qian Renxue also smiled, yet a hint of doubt welled up within her. Without the diary copy, would she really have gone to recruit Tang San as Su Chen had said? Was Su Chen lying? Qian Renxue felt that no matter how foolish she was, she couldn't possibly recruit the son of her mortal enemy. That's right. Su Chen must be lying. She was clearly the smart one. Spirit City. Spirit Academy. At this moment, Du Yuyan, Yi Lingling, Zhu Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong, Ho Wu, Xiao Wu, and Zhang Zhu, a group of 7, were strolling through the academy. Zhu Zhuqing said as they walked, just as Su Chen said, "The inheritance of a family's martial spirit can't compare to the 1 in a million talents of the Spirit Hall. The students at the Spirit Academy are all very strong." Yi Lingling nodded. "Indeed, the average student has a spirit power level of 20 or 30. As for those who are even stronger, we can see it by looking at Sister Nana's strength." Ho Wu and Ning Rongrong, who had been eager to make a move, now felt a little weak. Our strength doesn't seem to be outstanding in the Spirit Academy. Is today's challenge going on?" Du Yuyan looked at the two of them and said calmly, "According to Sister Nana's analysis of their strength, the golden generation of the Spirit Academy should all have a spirit power of more than 40 levels. It doesn't matter if I take action," Ning Rongrong said happily. "Sister Yanzi is awesome. Xiao Wu, Ho Wu, you two can challenge the academy with all your might. Not only do we have Sister Yanzi's help, but we also have 2 healing spirit masters, Lingling and Jiangzhu." Ho Wu glanced at Yi Lingling and Zhu Zhuqing and asked, Then can I go up? Yi Lingling warned. Don't go too far. They are all Sister Nana's classmates. Ahem. Ho Wu jumped onto a pillar and shouted to the students coming and going. Everyone stop for a moment. This young lady is from the Blazing Fire Academy. The purpose of coming here today is to challenge the genius of your Spirit Academy. Hurry up. Call out the strongest members of your Spirit Academy's golden generation, everyone. Suddenly, all the passing students stopped and looked at Ho Wu. You, little sister, hurry down, or you'll fall. What level of soul power are you? You're so arrogant, everyone chattered, and Ho Wu frowned and shouted, stop talking nonsense, call out the strongest members of your Spirit Academy's golden generation. If you keep on asking, I'll lose my temper. How? A sneer echoed from the crowd, and a tall, well-proportioned woman with medium-length black hair, fair skin, a beautiful face, and a beautiful figure emerged. This person was Zhang Ping, one of the Spirit Academy's golden generation. You want to challenge our Spirit Academy's golden generation? I am. Upon hearing this, Ho Wu jumped down from her perch and asked, what level of soul power are you? Zhang Ping replied calmly, level 41 agility attack, battle soul sect. Ah, this. Ho Wu's face froze, her previous arrogance instantly extinguished. If she were level 30 or so, she'd definitely be no problem. Level 40 is a major watershed, and she'd be no match for them. Ning Rongrong asked, you're level 41, and she's level 34. Do you mind a one-on-two fight? Zhang Ping's eyes were complicated, and she was speechless. Is that how you guys at Blazing Academy challenge each other? The surrounding students were all amusement. Zhu Zhuqing, watching her sisters being mocked, stepped forward and unleashed a powerful spirit force. Bang! Zhang Ping couldn't help but step back a few steps, looking at Zhu Zhuqing in disbelief. Zhu Zhuqing said expressionlessly, it's not that we don't have the strength. We've simply selected two people of comparable strength to challenge you. Zhang Ping was shocked by Zhu Zhuqing's prowess. After all, Zhu Zhuqing was only about 12 years old, yet possessed such unfathomable strength. Alright, then send out two of you with similar strength. Zhu Zhuqing turned to look at Xiao Wu and shouted, Xiao Wu, you and Ho Wu team up to challenge her. Xiao Wu came out, also eager to make a move. This rabbit had never been one to keep quiet, but due to her status, she'd been acting so well lately, feeling incredibly constrained. Ning Rongrong cheered, double Wu team up, we're sure to win. Ho Wu and Ho Wu released their spirits and began. Spirit Fire Wu, level 34 control, Spirit Soft Bone Rabbit, level 32 strong attack, Spirit 41 agility attack, Spirit Golden Wasted Flying Swallow, and so on. Zhang Ping was just listing her spirits when her eyes suddenly widened, staring at the two in disbelief. The surrounding students also stared in amazement. How is this possible? The first, second, and third spirit rings are all over 1,000 years old. How did they do that? Ho Wu and Ho Wu were also proudly saying, this is a secret. Ready, we attack. With that, they attacked together. While their improvement was insignificant compared to Liena and Zhu Zhuqing's, it was still enough to shock people outside. The three of them clashed in a competition. More and more students gathered around to watch. Ziyu and Fei Yangang, having heard about the challenge, rushed over as fast as they could. Upon discovering the 7 girls coming to challenge them, they were a bit stunned. Could this be the legendary Qianrenxue College women's team? Chapter 185 Gathering at Wuhan Academy. No. This isn't Qianrenxue Academy. The Qianrenxue girls from Qianrenxue Academy have just reached the entrance, planning to visit Spirit Hall. Su Chen and Liena had come out, originally planning to go back and call Yi Lingling and the others to take them to report to Spirit Academy. But then, upon hearing someone report that Yi Lingling and her group had already gone, the two of them headed straight for Spirit Academy. Su Chen also found time to start writing in his diary. Today is another energetic day. Yesterday, after returning with Liena, Yi Lingling, Du Yan, Zhu Zhuqing, Xiao Wu, Ho Wu, and Ning Rongrong, I happened to run into Bibi Dong outside the city. Sister Dong is very kind. Not only did she give me a big house, she also treated us to dinner tonight. And Lingyun Douluo was there too. I don't know how she hooked up with Jiangsu and lured her from Blue Tyrant Academy to Spirit City. This morning, I was invited to attend another internal meeting of the Spirit Hall. I also met the Spirit Hall's titled Douluo Masters, led by Jin Daoliu. Everyone was quite pleasant to hear. Perhaps it's because I didn't play the pig and eat the tiger, So the plot of pretending to be powerful and then getting slapped in the face didn't develop. I was careless. Actually, I should have played the pig first, angered Jin Douluo and his group, and let them mock and humiliate me, and then I would choose to show my strength. Pretending to be powerful and getting slapped in the face doesn't seem right. This plot is a bit too much, but isn't this just asking for trouble? It seems that I'm not suitable to be the protagonist. I can't even play the pig and eat the tiger, pretend to be powerful and get slapped in the face. I'd better just write my diary. Well, today's diary theme is about Douluo, my family. Pope's Palace. Bibi Dong smiled when she saw the contents of Su Chen's diary. This is more or less the same. Although I invited you to dinner and gave you a house to win you over, I also made real efforts. If you can praise me, Sister Dong will be very happy. Eh? Why is the topic of today Douluo? Over here. Douluo was also a little confused when she saw the contents of the diary. Zhu Zhuqing and the others also looked at Douluo. Of course. No one said anything. After all, there is nothing to say between sisters. Men are all the same. Once or twice, diary rewards, you give me and I give you, it's not a problem. At this moment, although Hou Wu and Xiao Wu were 2-1 on the battlefield, the gap in soul power still made them somewhat unable to resist. Especially after Zhang Ping used the fourth soul skill, the two of them could no longer withstand it and were defeated. After all, the normal lifespan of the fourth soul skill is about 5,000 years, which made Hou Wu and Xiao Wu unable to resist it all. I'm so angry. After Hou Wu's defeat, she clenched her fists and said, if you're capable, send out a spirit master below level 40, and I'll definitely win. Xiao Wu followed suit, saying, me too. Zhang Ping glanced at Zhu Zhuqing and replied to the two of them, I'm so sorry, we're the golden generation of the Wuhan Academy, and we don't have spirit masters below level 40. Your spirit powers are only average in our academy, you? Hou Wu was also furious. She turned to Douluo and shouted, Sister Yanzi, please help us save our face. Yo-yo, who do I think this is? Isn't this my dear sister Hou Wu? You're throwing a tantrum because you lost to competition. Hey, do you want us to help you save your face? Just then, several teasing voices came from the back of the crowd. They were Shui Binger and others from Qian Academy. Hou Wu felt a sense of familiarity in the voices and turned to see 7 familiar figures approaching. Shui Binger, it's you? Hou Wu was completely stunned. What the hell? How did they run into Shui Binger and the other 7 from Qian Academy at the Spirit Academy? Yi Lingling and the others looked over and saw 7 tall, voluptuous girls with delicate features, each with their own unique charm. Their brows furrowed. Among these 7 girls, some were stylish, some were alluring, some were pure and experienced, some seemed like good girls, and some had medium-length hair and a cool and elegant demeanor. In short, such a beautiful combination. As Su Chen had said before, no man could resist such temptation. What was even more abominable was that these women from Qian Academy had actually come to Spirit City on their own initiative. The students of Spirit Academy were all stunned. Oh my god, what kind of day is it today? There are so many beautiful girls in our academy. Oh no, I feel like I'm in love. With so many girls, which one should I choose? Mom, they're all so beautiful. I really don't know which one to choose. It's so hard. There's no mirror, but there's always urine, right? Go pee and look in the mirror. You think you're qualified to choose? They're all mine. The students from the Wuhan Academy were all beside themselves. Fei Yannian was also dazzled. Ziyu, I don't think we can be brothers anymore. Nana has found her own happiness, and today I'm going to find mine too. Who do you think I should choose? Although I still have to remind you, with your level, you don't stand a chance, Ziyu said sternly. Fei Yannian didn't take it seriously. When he was about to say something, he suddenly said in a serious face, did you see the girl with short silver hair? Ziyu nodded slightly, and said in a tangled way, I just noticed it. I felt like I had seen her somewhere, but I couldn't remember it for a moment. Stupid, Yan said retorted, I saw her in Qiandao City. She is Su Chen's second wife. Don't you remember her, huh? Ziyu also suddenly realized, no wonder she looks so familiar. Damn. Could it be that these women are all Su Chen's wives? Wait, where's my sister? Su Chen's second wife is back. Why are Su Chen and my sister not here? This side. Hou Wu approached Yi Lingling and the others and said, Sister Lingling, these are Shui Binger, Shui Yuir, Zhu Wu, Yu Harao, Shen Liu, Gu Qingbo, and Xu Rushu from Qian College, Shui Binger, along with her sisters, stepped forward to greet them, saying, "Hello, I'm Shui Binger, and these are my teammates, Zhu Wu, Shui Yuir." Shui Binger introduced them one by one, and Yi Lingling politely introduced herself as well, saying, "Hello, my name is Yi Lingling, and these are," the two introduced themselves. Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu observed each other from the court, finally exchanging a look of despair. They lost, not even a single one. Chapter 186 Wuhan City welcomes you. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong could only say, "We've suffered because of our youth. Give us a little time to grow up, and we'll definitely grow up." The atmosphere was a bit awkward. Shui Binger and her group could sense that, except for Yi Lingling, everyone else seemed to have some issues with him. This left the seven of them extremely puzzled. It seemed like everyone had no grudges against each other. Ho Wu rolled her eyes at Shui Binger and her group and asked, "What are you doing here?" Shui Yuir smiled and replied, "Why are you here?" "Well, that's why we're here too. Aren't we all the same?" Ho Wu sneered and muttered unhappily, "We're not the same. I've already joined the official harem girl group. How can I be the same as you?" At this moment, Ziyu came out with Yan and said, "You all know each other." "Hello. I'm Ziyu." The girls didn't even glance at him. Ziyu scratched his head awkwardly and asked weakly, "Excuse me, did you know my sister is back?" "Your sister?" Ho Wu said angrily, "Your way of chatting people up is a bit old-fashioned. You're not going to point at any of us and say she's your sister, are you?" "Ahem." Yi Lingling cleared her throat and reminded, "This is Sister Nana's brother, her real brother." "Huh?" Ho Wu and the others asked in confusion. "Isn't Sister Nana an orphan? She actually has relatives, eh?" Ziyu was truly embarrassed. Yan laughed beside him. There was nothing wrong with Liena being an orphan. But having a brother wouldn't be a big deal, right? Yan greeted them. "My name is Yan, from the Spirit Academy's Golden Generation." "Hello, nice to meet you." Jiang Zhu suddenly blurted out, "How happy are you, Yan?" "Oh," Ning Rongrong suddenly realized, "right. I don't know Sister Nana's brother, but I know someone named Fei Yan." "So that's you." Everyone nodded in agreement. "If you're talking about Elixpit Fei Yan, then we know each other." Fei Yan. Yan was a bit bewildered, feeling baffled. "When did I become so famous?" Seeing this, Ziyu asked, "Since you know us, may I ask, isn't my sister with you? Do you all know Su Chen?" Yi Lingling explained, "Sister Nana and Su Chen went to the Spirit Hall. We only returned yesterday. Sister Nana was busy, so we might not have informed you yet." Ziyu was heartbroken too. He truly forgot his mother after getting a wife. It's better not to have this sister. Speak of the devil, and he'll appear. At this moment, Su Chen and Liena, hand in hand, squeezed through the crowd, and Su Chen was stunned. "Oh my god. Is it so lively? Why are there so many beauties in the Wuhan Academy? Wait, why do these people look familiar? Is this the Qian girl group?" Su Chen, Sister Nana, everyone spoke up when they saw the two. Shui Binger and the other seven heard the words and looked over. And they saw. It was indeed a young man with stunning appearance and temperament, exuding a fascinating and mysterious aura. "This is Su Chen. He is indeed handsome and has a great temperament." Su Chen glanced at the scene and asked Yi Lingling, "Did you have a conflict?" "Outrageous. The Qian girl group has already reported, who knows who will be next." Yi Lingling shook her head and said, "No, Ho Wu and Xiao Wu just competed against each other and lost. It's just a normal competition, nothing special. They're from Qian College and just arrived. Ho Wu knows them, so we all chatted for a while." Su Chen nodded slightly and looked at Liena. Liena stepped forward and shouted, "Everyone, disperse. They're all my friends. They actually came to see me." The surrounding students listened to Liena's words, cast a deep glance at Su Chen, and then dispersed. Liena looked at Du Guyan and her group and introduced them with a smile. "My brother Ziyu, this is Yan, and my good friend Zhang Ping." Liena then introduced Yi Lingling and her group. After introducing them, Shui Binger stepped forward and said, "Hello, my name is Shui Binger, and these are my friends." Liena didn't show any emotion, but smiled and said to everyone, "It's quite crowded today, and it's lively. It's almost lunchtime, so I'd like to invite everyone to eat." After saying this, she gave Su Chen a meaningful look. This confused Su Chen. "Why are you looking at me?" Everyone nodded in unison. "Okay, Sister Nana's treat today. What are you guys thinking about for dinner? How about going to the same hotel we stayed at last night?" The group walked and chatted. Yan and Ziyu followed behind, and Yan whispered, "Ziyu, these girls seem to be quite familiar with Nana. How come Nana got to know so many people after being out for a few days?" Ziyu rolled his eyes at Yan and replied, "You ask me, how would I know? You didn't even see it. Girls grow up and cannot be kept at home. Now she doesn't even look for me, her brother, when she comes back." Su Chen came close to Yan and Ziyu, put his hands on their shoulders and asked, "Brother-in-law, what are you two whispering about?" Ziyu looked at Su Chen strangely and replied, "Nothing." "When did you return to Wuhan City?" Su Chen smiled and said, "I came back yesterday at noon. I originally asked Nana to find you. When I came back yesterday, I ran into the Pope. She invited us to dinner in the evening. This morning, she went to Wuhan City for something." Yan asked with a strange look, "Are these girls all your friends?" Su Chen nodded. Yan said with envy, "When will I be as good as you? Even if I'm only 1/20th as good as you, I'll be satisfied." Su Chen patted Yan's shoulder and said, "I'm afraid there's no chance of that happening. Some people are born in Rome, while others struggle to survive." Yan thought for a moment and asked, "Are you talking about Wuhan?" Su Chen was chatting with Ziyu and the others in the back, while Liena was chatting with Binger and the others in the front. "Did you come to Wuhan City to meet Su Chen?" Binger and the others looked a little embarrassed when they heard Liena's words. After all, they were all young girls. It would be so embarrassing to say directly that they were here to see Su Chen. Zhu glanced at her sisters and replied to Liena, "Yes, we came to Wuhan City to get to know Su Chen and see if we can appear more often in the diary entries turn diary copy rewards." Liena nodded slightly and said, "Su Chen doesn't know about the diary copy yet, so you need to be careful with your words. Secondly, let's all be friends and avoid any intrigue or trickery, okay?" Binger and the others nodded. Liena smiled and said, "Wuhan City welcomes you all. We can all become good friends." Chapter 187. I'm here to take advantage of the screen again. Meanwhile, Qian Renxue was already in Xiandao City, setting a trap for Tang Hao and his son. Her diary entry began updating. "Before writing about Du Yan, I have to complain a bit. Just now, I came out of the Spirit Hall with Liena. I heard that Lingling and the others had gone to the Spirit Academy, so I came here with Liena. What I didn't expect was that I actually saw Binger, Yuir, Zhu Wu, Qiu Ruishu, Yu Harao, Gu Qingbo, and Shen Liu at the Spirit Academy. Outrageous. Why are the Xianshu girls group at the Spirit Academy, huh?" Qian Renxue was stunned when she read the diary entry. No way? These people from Xianshu Academy actually came all the way to Spirit City for nothing? How annoying. Qian Renxue became increasingly upset the more she thought about it. If it weren't for Zhu Qing's status, which prevented her from moving, she'd have wanted to run to Su Chen and find him. Those who are close to the water tower get the moon first. Damn Tang San and Tang Hao, wait and see how I teach you a lesson tomorrow. I have to say it, Binger and the others are all very beautiful girls. Any one of them is a rare beauty. 7 of them form a team. It's still like what General MacArthur said, a 5-star general. When the Xianshu women's team competes in a match, the outcome of the match is meaningless, because every man in the arena has a champion in their hearts. Let's start writing about Du Yan. This girl, Du Yan, is actually in the same situation as Ho Wu and the others. She's also a supporting character. Speaking of Du Yan, although she's also a little princess, raised under the care of titled Douluo Dugubo, she, like Lingling, lost her parents at a very young age. Of course, Du Yan, quite rightly, didn't fall in love with Tang San after being defeated. Instead, she harbored resentment towards him and wanted revenge. This was quite comforting. After all, before awakening the Blue-Silver Emperor, the little punk was just a little black kid. Not exactly ugly, but certainly not even close to being handsome. For people like Ho Wu, blind Douluo must have a place. On the way, Ho Wu was amused. She walked over to Du Yan and whispered, "Sister Yanzi, I'm so sorry, I'm intruding on the scene again." Du Yan rolled her eyes at Ho Wu, gently pinched her butt, and muttered, "You're really everywhere." Jiang Zhu said seriously, "The blind Douluo team has a new member." Lingling and the others turned to look at Ho Wu, nodding with a half-smile. Ho Wu, however, was completely unconcerned and delighted. "I'm the big sister among the supporting characters. Every time a supporting character appears, I'm always a reference point. What's the deal with a blind team? Look at the 2 blind sisters in our team. Which one isn't being criticized for being blind? They're making a killing. Later, Su Chen continued writing in his diary while chatting with Ziyuan Yan. Dugu Yan's spirit is the jade phosphorus serpent. Like Dugu Bo, she was also poisoned by the spirit. This really makes me at a loss for words. Why do I always say that Douluo continent is a fantasy sewer? Today, let's look at it from Dugu Yan's perspective. Dugu Yan is the granddaughter of poisoned Douluo Dugu Bo and the vice-captain of the Xiandao Royal Academy team. In the original storyline, she participated in the Great Soul Fighting Arena under the guidance of her teacher Qin Ming to gain experience. It took her a year to reach the Silver Soul fighting level. As the plot unfolds, several nobles from Soto City invite their team to the Soto City Grand Soul Fighting Arena to participate in a soul fighting competition, placing heavy bets on their team. The Skydao Royal team's successive victories inflict heavy losses on the Grand Soul Fighting Arena, forcing the Grand Soul Fighting Arena to invite the Shrek team, the protagonists led by Xiao Bai San. This match also indirectly confirms the fact that the Douluo continent's fantasy world is a sewer, as Dugu Yan's spirit, the jade phosphorus snake venom, is unexpectedly neutralized by Tang San's ignited realgar liquor. The result of this match is undoubtedly the loss of the Skydao Royal Academy team. Dugu Yan is deeply devastated by this defeat, tears of humiliation streaming down her face. There's nothing she can do. Dugu Yan's spirit, a poison-dealing one, is so easily neutralized by Tang San's jade phosphorus snake venom, something she's so proud of. How could she not be devastated? I have to say this here, Yanzi, don't cry so quickly. Wait for your grandfather to come over and cry together. Tang San told your grandfather himself, your poisons are all garbage. Think about it, if your grandfather's spirit, the azure-scaled serpent king's poison, is garbage, then isn't your spirit, the azure phosphorus snake's poison, the worst of garbage? Dugu Yan was stunned. I thought you were going to comfort me, but the next sentence revealed your specialty of taunting people. Fine, fine. I'll make sure you're completely depleted tonight. What I'm saying is that Tang San comes from a martial arts world. Given Tang San's background, if he says that the poisons of the Douluo continent's poison Douluo are all garbage, then doesn't it mean that the poisons of the martial arts world are even more powerful than those of the Douluo continent? Although the Tang sect practices poison, it's not a top-tier sect in the martial arts world. True masters don't use poison either, because the inner strength of a strong person can expel poison from the body. If the Douluo continent had any semblance of fantasy, then it wouldn't have been possible for Tang San to use hidden weapons and poison from the martial arts world to injure her arms, right? It's not what anyone wants. Dugu Yan, despite her enduring resentment towards Tang San, had become a close friend of his, and like Ning Fengzi, an angel investor. This investment was destined to fail. Dugu Bo's fate mirrored that of Swordbone Douluo, ultimately succumbing to his hatred in the great battle against the Spirit Hall. Poor Dugu Yan, after Dugu Bo's death, her fate was destined to be bleak. Of course. This is Dugu Yan under normal circumstances. With my presence, everything would naturally change. I've cured both Dugu Bo and Dugu Yan of their poisons, and emptied their yin-yang eyes of ice and fire. Not only does the little punk no longer have the opportunity to contact Dugu Bo, he also has no chance of cheating. This reminds me of something. Yu Xiagang turned the little scoundrel's blue-silver grass into poison control. Now without the magical grass of the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire, which makes the blue-silver grass immune to ice and fire, then his mother's entanglement will be completely useless. Huh? If that's the case, I'm going to find an opportunity to bring Ho Wu, Shui Binger and the others to have a friendly match with Tang San. Chapter 188 The boy does not know how good his aunt is. At this moment, the women who read the diary's contents were all amused. Good fellow. If we remember correctly, you wrote a few days ago that Tang San became autistic after being beaten by Shui Binger during their battle. Now, Tang San didn't even activate his cheat, and you're trying to break his mother's grip at this time? Truly murderous. Xiandao City. Qian Renxue couldn't help but laugh upon seeing this. What a good idea. However, you, Su Chen, may not have a chance. Stealing from the national treasury will result in a life sentence, and Tang San and his son will lose their freedom next, over here. After Tang Hao and Tang San returned, they told Flender and Yu Xiagang the news. Flanders was a little puzzled when he heard this and asked, since the prince wants to give you the vast sea universe cover, why does he let you get it from the national treasury? The national treasury of the Xiandao royal family is in the palace. Even a titled Douluo would find it difficult to escape unscathed. Isn't it too risky to go to the palace treasury to get the vast sea universe cover? Tang Hao and Tang San looked a little confused when they heard what Flanders said. Gang said calmly, very reasonable, Flender, you may not know this, but the vast sea universe cover is a national treasure of the Heaven Dao Empire. Not only Crown Prince Zhuqing, but even Emperor Zhu wouldn't give it away so easily. Zhuqing hasn't ascended the throne yet. While he could give it away directly, Emperor Zhu would be extremely displeased. Tang Hao listened to Yu Gang's words and nodded slightly. Right, on our return, Zhao San's aunt analyzed it. Zhuqing wouldn't just give the vast sea universe cover away, now he's putting the vast sea universe cover back in the treasury, creating an opportunity for us to retrieve it ourselves. It's more reasonable for the vast sea universe cover to be lost in the treasury. Clearly, Yu Gang, Tang Hao, and Tang San were in a desperate situation. They desperately wanted revenge on Su Chen. Therefore, when faced with certain matters, they would no longer be as calm and cautious as usual, and would be more inclined to trust Zhuqing. Flanders glanced at Yu Gang and Tang Hao, hesitated, and said nothing more. Of course, they were right to trust Zhuqing. Zhuqing was the crown prince of the Heaven Dao Empire. They had no grudges against each other, and there was no reason for him to harm them. Tang San said, then we'll head to the agreed location tonight and wait for Zhuqing's men to pick us up. Okay, Yu Gang nodded. I was originally planning to go to Spirit City today, but if that's the case, I'll leave tomorrow. After Su Chen finished writing his diary, the group headed to the hotel, the same one Bibi Dong had hosted the night before. Inside the room, 2 large tables were filled to the brim with food. As the host, Liena, who would soon become the holy maiden of the Spirit Hall, naturally wanted to treat her friends who had come from afar, the Renxue girls, the Peach Garden 3 sisters, the 2 supporting sisters, and the gun-carrying sisters, all to the best of their ability. So, they ordered 2 tables full of the most luxurious dishes. Ziyu and Yan were both shocked. Liena, when did you become so rich? How come we didn't know? Yan muttered softly, tell me, with all our belongings, is this enough for this meal? Ziyu's face looked a little ugly. After thinking for a moment, he replied, let's eat first, you stay here when the bill comes. I'll go to Elder Zhu to borrow money to redeem you, Yan said a little embarrassedly, then you'd better run fast. If someone I know sees this, I won't be able to face people anymore. Ahem. Su Chen, who was sitting next to the 2 of them, coughed twice and reminded them, what are you 2 thinking about? I have money, haha. Ziyu and Yan laughed awkwardly. If you say you're capable and have a girlfriend, then we'll definitely believe you, but, didn't you say before that you're an orphan? The last time you went out, you had to borrow money from Nana. If you have money, could it be that you've found your biological parents? Are your parents multimillionaires? Su Chen leaned over to the 2 of them and whispered, are you too narrow-minded? Once you have a few girlfriends, you'll find they're all rich, and one of them is incredibly rich. Damn. Ziyu and Yan were truly stunned. No, are you serious? Su Chen smiled and said, nonsense, you 2 have a drink first, and then I'll have a good chat with you. Ziyu and Yan glanced at each other, poured themselves a large glass of wine, gulped it down, and then gazed at Su Chen with a tender expression. Su Chen began to say, well, look for yourselves, Liena, the disciple of Pope Bibi Dong. I went to the Spirit Hall with her for a meeting today, and the elders unanimously elected her to be the Holy Maiden of the Spirit Hall, and the formal conferring ceremony will be held in 3 days. Yi Lingling, the heir of the 9-hearted Begonia family, is heir of the 9-hearted Begonia family. She is not rich by healing people, so her family must have some money. Du Yan, the granddaughter of titled Douluo Dugubo, must not be short of money. And that Zhu Zhuqing is from the Zhu family of the Star Luo Empire. Ho Wu's father is the dean of the Blazing Academy, and that girl is Ning Rongrong, the little princess of the 7 treasures glazed sect who is rich enough to rival a country. I'll let the 2 of you speak for yourselves. Let alone today's meal, I'm just going to buy this hotel directly. Do you think there's any problem? Ziyu and Yan were also completely stunned. No problem, we've really learned a lot today, Su Chen said with a teachable demeanor. You should understand now, right? Ziyu and Yan nodded emphatically, filling their glasses and toasting Su Chen. Big brother, we call you Big brother, can you teach us? Su Chen said seriously, since you 2 are so eager to learn, I'll teach you a secret today. 9 out of 10 Lolita girls are rich, and the other 1 lives in a villa. Men, you don't have to work hard, but you must have a few girlfriends. Maybe if one of them becomes a millionaire, You can get out of poverty. The two, you're wasting your time, off to the side. Also sitting in a corner, out of place among the other girls, was a teacher from Qian Renxue College, probably in her 50s. She had come out with Shui Binger and her group to protect them. Because of her age, she didn't chat with the young women on the field. Now, she listened to Su Chen and Ziyu's boasting, and was a little shocked. When she noticed Ziyu and the other two, looking eager to learn and envious of Su Chen, she couldn't help but say, that auntie is from a wealthy family and has quite a bit of assets. If you young people don't want to work hard anymore, you can consider her regardless of your age. The three of them were instantly silent. We were just bragging for fun, so it's wrong for you to take it seriously, auntie. Chapter 189. I'm really impressed by you, old man. Su Chen said with an embarrassed look. Well, senior, I was just joking with them. Ziyu and Yan nodded vigorously. Although they also wanted to learn from Su Chen, we were learning to have more girlfriends and hang out with rich women, not to eat old cows. The teacher also shook his head and sighed. Young people don't know the kindness of ants, and mistakenly treat young girls as treasures. Young people don't know the fragrance of soft rice, and mistakenly plant their youth in the wrong place. When you look for Ant again, she's already gone. Ant is good, Ant is fragrant, Ant is a ray of light in the darkness. If you can grasp her, you can move into a big villa overnight. Cough cough cough. Su Chen and the other two were tactfully drinking water, but now they choked. Su Chen, who Liena walked over, took out a handkerchief and wiped the water from the corner of Su Chen's mouth, saying, Why are you sitting in the corner? Come sit up front with me. Su Chen nodded slightly, stood up, patted Ziyu and the other two on the shoulder, and took Liena to the main seat. Everyone chatted in groups of 3 or 4. This made Su Chen a bit bored, so he decided to sit next to Ziyu and Yan and continue bragging to them. Ugh! Are these two guys going to take a shortcut? After lunch, it was already afternoon, and Su Chen and Liena and the others returned to the spirit hall to arrange enrollment for Yu Lingling and the others. To Su Chen's surprise, Shui Binger and the others also took the opportunity to arrange for a place as a borrowed student. They were planning to set up shop in Spirit City. This busy schedule lasted until evening. In Xiandao City, outside the north gate of the Imperial Palace, Tang Hao, Tang San, Flender, and Yu Zhiagang were quietly waiting for someone from Zhu Zhuqing to pick them up. Tang San looked at Tang Hao, his face solemn, and said, Dad, you and the teachers just wait for me outside. I'll go in and get the vast sea universe cover, and then we'll leave Xiandao City together. Tang Hao hesitated, saying, Zio-san, let Dad go in with you. Tang San shook his head and said, Dad, your strength hasn't recovered yet, and you can't use your spirit power yet, so it's safer for me to go in alone. With my agility, I can actually get in and out of this palace easily. Tang Hao nodded slightly and said, Then be careful. If anything unexpected happens, remember to retreat first. Don't be aggressive, okay? As they spoke, a stealthy figure emerged from the palace. It was the person Qian Renxue had arranged to contact Tang San. In the distant darkness, Qian Renxue, Shilong, and Sitten watched quietly. After noticing that only Tang San had entered the palace, Shilong said with some confusion, Strange, why didn't Tang Hao go in? He actually let his son go in alone. Sitten was also very puzzled. Qian Renxue chuckled and said, Didn't I tell you today that Tang Hao is seriously injured? He's probably not as agile as Tang San right now. Shilong and the others were also surprised. Tang Hao is actually this badly injured. There are only a few people in the world who can injure Tang Hao to this extent. Young master, do you know who injured Tang Hao so badly? Qian Renxue said calmly, I know. Nana sent a message from Soto City a few days ago. They were responsible for Tang Hao's injury. Let's wait and see. Tang San followed the insider into the palace, dodging the patrolling guards. When they reached the treasury, the insider said, The treasury is up ahead. You can go in on your own. Once you get the items, come back to me and I'll take you out of the palace. Thank you. Tang San thanked him and vanished into the night using a ghostly shadow. The insider quietly followed behind, and after confirming that Tang San had entered the treasury, he took a deep breath and shouted, Catch the thief, tram-tam-tam. Tram-tam-tam. Instantly, entire teams of royal guards rushed out of the palace and surrounded the entire treasury. Inside the treasury, Tang San had just entered and hadn't yet found the vast sea universe cover when he heard shouts of catch the thief and the sound of heavy footsteps from outside. Shit, Tang San was furious. I'm so impressed by you, old man, But what? He had already entered the treasury, how could he bear to leave empty-handed? He began to search anxiously inside, but couldn't find it. He couldn't find the vast sea universe cover at all. Qian Renxue, I didn't even put it back. Bang! At that moment, the gate was kicked open by a guard, and a swarm of people rushed in. Tang San was horrified and immediately opened fire, attacking with all his might, using his external spirit bones and various hidden weapons. After a wave of damage, Tang San immediately used Ghost Shadow Mirage, dodging left and right to escape the treasure house. Tang San was quite skilled. Using Ghost Shadow Mirage in the dark, he was like a night owl, and in a few seconds, he reached the rooftop. If he hadn't been prepared, with the Ghost Shadow Mirage and the aura of a leading man, he might have slipped away. Just as Tang San was ecstatic, thinking he could escape the pursuit from the rooftop under cover of darkness before any high-level spirit masters arrived, a loud bang was heard in the sky. Tang San was slapped off the roof. HMPH, how dare you steal from the national treasury? The newcomer possessed terrifying soul power, dressed in green, and possessed the cultivation of a titled Douluo. Wasn't this that titled Douluo, Dugubo? Tang San, knocked from the roof by Dugubo, felt excruciating pain in his internal organs. When he tried to rise again, several spears were already pressed against his neck. Damn it! Zhu Zhuqing, you've already met your end. So, Tang San was already destined for death? How did Qian Renxue arrange this? Qian Renxue's first move was to kill someone with a boro knife. She inadvertently leaked this matter to Prince Zhu Zhuqing. How could Prince Zhu Zhuqing allow this? He supported Zhu Bang and was unquestionably determined to thwart anything Crown Prince Zhu Zhuqing planned, let alone their collusion in stealing the national treasure, the vast sea universe shade. So, Prince Zhu Zhuqing immediately sought out Dugubo and ordered him to the palace to monitor Tang San. Secondly, Qian Renxue had also prepared her own forces. If Prince Zhu Zhuqing's men didn't take action, she would have her own. So, Tang San had no chance of escape. He faced a double trap. Of course, this wasn't foolishness on Tang San's part. First, he was eager to obtain the vast sea universe cover. Second, Tang San and his companions had no idea why Zhu Zhuqing would plot against them. After all, they were both from the Haoshan sect, and with Tang Yuhu's personal introduction, even if Zhu Zhuqing wasn't willing to give him the vast sea universe cover, he wouldn't have plotted against them and brought the Xiandao Empire to the Haoshan sect's disadvantage, right? That's the normal perspective. But this wasn't the real Zhu Zhuqing. They were looking for their sworn enemy, Qian Renxue, who was eager to see the Xiandao Empire and the Haoshan sect at odds. Outside the palace, Tang Hao and the other two, waiting to meet Tang San, were the first to notice the commotion inside. Damn it, Xiao San's been discovered, Tang Hao said, ready to rush into the palace to rescue them. Flanders also hurried to stop him, holding Tang Hao and saying, Your Majesty Haoshan, calm down, the palace is now heavily guarded. Not to mention that you are seriously injured now, even if you're in your prime, it would be difficult to rescue Xiao San. Let's leave first and discuss it later. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 190, I don't know how high the sky is and how deep the earth is, but I am still here. But how could Tang Hao bear to leave? His feelings were similar to Yu Xiaogang's. It wasn't that Tang Hao loved his son from another world so much. Rather, all his hopes, the hope of revenge, the hope of returning to the Haoshan sect with integrity, were pinned on Tang San. If Tang San were gone, Tang Hao would have to return to the Holy Soul Village and continue his useless life. Yu Xiaogang's face was grim. Your Majesty, we must leave here now. Otherwise, if the search begins, we might be captured. It's not that we won't go in and rescue Xiao San now, but if we're captured, who will find someone to rescue Xiao San? Who will rescue us? Tang Hao gritted his teeth in anger, but ultimately resisted the urge to rush in and fled with Flender and Yu Xiaogang. Flender and Yu Xiaogang were right. Given Tang Hao's current situation, he could only go in and reunite with Tang San and his family. There was no way to save the situation. In the dark night, Qian Renxue observed this scene with a calm expression. It seems my plan went smoothly. Zhu Zhuqing's men have already captured Tang San. If that's the case, then there's nothing for me to do. Grand Pashi, arrange for someone to leak the information about our accomplices, and have Zhu Zhuqing lead the men to capture Tang Hao as well. Of course, the family needs to be together. Yes, young master, Shilong and Sitten were also delighted. Great, great. The family is all together, and our young master has suddenly become the sixth oldest. How comforting. In Wuhan City, Su Chen had already washed his feet and gone to bed. Du Guyan sat on the bed, thinking back to today's diary entries. I'm so devastated I'm crying, and you still want me to wait for Grandpa to cry with me? I'll show you how powerful I am. Ahem. Du Guyan cleared her throat, snuggled into Su Chen's arms, and asked, Su Chen, are you afraid of poison? Yi Lingling looked on with curiosity, wondering what this Du Guyan was up to. Su Chen, a bit bewildered, said calmly, what poison? Let me put it this way. You all know the power of my 9-yang divine art. Ordinary poisons are completely ineffective against me. Even powerful poisons can be easily neutralized by me. Yes, you said so, Du Guyan replied, then exclaimed, possessed by the green phosphorus snake spirit, Duong. Su Chen was instantly shocked by the scene and said in disbelief, Yanzi, you? Du Guyan's body, now possessed by the spirit, became incredibly lithe. Her legs fused together to form a thick, serpentine tail, which swung back and forth. A diamond-shaped green scale appeared between her brows, and her green eyes became exceptionally sharp, radiating a cold aura devoid of any human emotion. Su Chen swallowed hard, exclaiming inwardly, monster. Yi Lingling was also stunned. Oh my god. What does Yanzi mean by this? Is she trying to? Su Chen's face darkened. He looked at Du Guyan and said, you don't know your place. You're still here, not even taking me seriously, snake demon. I need your help in my cultivation. If you can disrupt my concentration, I'll let you go. Du Guyan looked at Su Chen and shouted, hubby, you said you weren't afraid of poison, so here I come. She stuck out her tongue. Hiss. Su Chen was also horrified and stood up, saying, this is bound to be a fierce battle, but I have cultivated the Kunpeng technique to the pinnacle of chicken creation, great and mighty heavenly dragon. Yi Lingling was also paralyzed. You are bullying me because I don't have a beast spirit and can't transform, right? Fine, fine. I often feel out of place because I'm not perverted enough. Next door to next door. Ning Rongrong was lying on the bed in her pajamas, her legs and feet dangling as she waited to see the rewards for the diary copy, muttering, I'm just young. Give me another 5 years, no. 3 years, and I'll definitely catch up with Sister Yanzi and the others, not to mention you, Zhuqing. That's great, Xiao Wu and I haven't found any opportunities to make further progress with Su Chen, and here comes the Renxue girl group, and they're all so beautiful, Zhuqing, what should we do? Xiao Wu glanced at Ning Rongrong and said helplessly, I think there will be more people in Wuhan City in a few days. Everyone saw the contents of the diary, and Shui Binger and her group took the initiative to approach them, so they can't hold back anymore. Zhu Zhuqing nodded and said, indeed. The arrival of Shui Binger and her sister will definitely make the other women who have copies of the diary start thinking about coming to Wuhan City. Some people who haven't appeared before may also rush to Wuhan City. As for what you're thinking, Rongrong, have you really considered doing that? Ning Rongrong looked at Zhu Zhuqing and said seriously, yes, Ning Rongrong, will never give up. I want to become stronger. I want to transform the Wu Kibao glazed pagoda into 9 treasure glazed pagoda. Zhu Zhuqing shook her head slightly and said, Rongrong, if that's all, I can help you if I have the chance, but I think you should consider one thing. Do you really like Su Chen? Can you accept our existence? Ning Rongrong heard this, feeling a little conflicted. She muttered, I can't really explain it. In short, Su Chen is very good. He's handsome and so powerful. I don't think there's anyone as good as him in this world. And since you can accept each other, why can't I? Xiao Wu glanced at Ning Rongrong but didn't say anything. Zhu Zhuqing nodded slightly. Indeed, he's not only excellent, he also has special abilities. Even with all of us here, he won't affect your happiness as a woman. What special abilities? Ning Rongrong asked, looking straight at Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing's face flushed instantly. Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu pulled her from either side, swearing to get her to tell them something. Zhu Zhuqing lowered her head and said, just like me. I'm a special woman, and he's a special man, with a special time. They both responded, ? Goodness. Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu also blushed. Hey, Zhuqing. Do you want to hear what you're saying? We've noticed you've been corrupted by Su Chen, Zhuqing. We need to conduct a thorough investigation today. Zhu Zhuqing, frightened, quickly scrambled under the covers, blushing. Don't come over here. Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu smirked. Show us. Zhu Zhuqing, yeah, right. Wait a minute, where's my husband? PFFT, wait a minute, I have something to tell you today. If you've really made up your mind, I can offer some advice. Chapter 191 Night Trial of Tang San. However, Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu didn't care about her at all and bullied her first. Oh my god, Zhuqing, we think you noticed your spirit has grown again. How did you do that? Zhu Zhuqing buried her face in the pillow and whispered, No, you must have seen it wrong. Huh, Ning Rongrong said angrily, you're still quibbling. Xiao and I just measured it ourselves, Xiao said sternly. Zhu Zhuqing, confession will be treated leniently, resistance will be treated severely. If you don't tell the truth today, we'll have to torture you. Zhu Zhuqing had no choice but to whisper, No. It wasn't me who made my spirit grow. It was Su Chen. He likes my spirit very much, so he often rubs it. I don't know how my spirit has grown even bigger. Wow, so amazing, Ning Rongrong and the others said in amazement. Is Su Chen so amazing? He can even do something like this. I even suspect he can give birth to a child. Su Chen, half of it. 2 flowers bloom, each with its own beauty. Tonight was destined to be an extraordinary night. For Tang San, it was more than just an extraordinary night, it was a pitch-black night, a night he would never fully recover from. The Heaven Dao Empire. The celestial prison. Within the pitch-black, oppressive prison, 2 braziers burned with a blazing flame, the flickering light now and then instilling an inexplicable sense of dread. Tang San was now bound to the rack, flanked by guards and jailers. Prince Zhuqing and Douluo slap. Zhuqing slapped Tang San across the face, his expression gloomy. Speak, who are you? What are your origins? Who ordered you to steal from the treasury? Puff, Tang San spat out blood from Zhuqing's blow. He stared intently at the 2 men, resentful. Why ask when you already know? Slap, Zhuqing slapped him again. Boy, do you know where you're going? That's the treasury of our Heaven Dao Empire. It's filled with our empire's most valuable treasures. If you can tell the truth today, perhaps we can spare your life. Otherwise, we'll drag you out and behead you at noon tomorrow. Ha, Tang San sneered. Zhuqing, oh Zhuqing, I didn't expect you to be such a despicable villain. If you want to accuse someone, you can always find a pretext. Tang San, have fallen today, but you want to kill me, Tang San. Do you know who my father is, who my teacher is? Huh? Douluo stood by, raising an eyebrow slightly. This young man was called Tang San? His surname was Tang? Su Chen seemed to have warned him before not to deal with people with the surname Tang. So, did personally arresting Tang San and throwing him into the heavenly prison today count as dealing with him? Zhuqing's eyes lit up with wisdom when he heard this. He suddenly laughed and said, Boy, there's no hatred between you and me, but I can spare your life. But you need to tell me the truth. Just tell me who ordered you, how they ordered you, and what kind of conspiracy you have, and I'll keep you safe. Tang San's eyes flickered with a strange look when he heard this. You schemed to get me imprisoned, and now you want me to explain? I'll tell your ancestors. Wait. Something seemed off here. If it was Zhuqing who had schemed to harm him, why would he have told me so much? He should have just silenced him as soon as possible. Could it be that Zhuqing was testing his loyalty? Tang San felt a little confused. He fixed his gaze on Zhuqing and Douluo and asked, Who are you? Zhuqing's face darkened as he spoke. I am the younger brother of the current Qian Dao Empire's Emperor Zhu Yi, and the Heaven Dao Empire's Prince Zhuqing. Douluo replied calmly, My name is Yu Guan, Zhu Douluo? Tang San was completely bewildered. He didn't know Yu Guan, but he certainly knew Prince Zhuqing. He had previously learned about the Heaven Dao imperial family from Tang Yuhui. So, he wasn't being schemed by Zhuqing, but rather, he had been captured by Zhuqing's rival, Prince Zhuqing? How could it be such a coincidence? Tang San felt incredibly unlucky. I want to see His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. Bang! Zhuqing fiercely kicked Tang San in the crotch, his face gloomy as he declared, I told you that if you tell the truth, you can live, but, if you don't cooperate, I'll make you suffer a fate worse than death. Want to see Zhuqing? Tang San couldn't even think about it. Zhuqing's overnight interrogation was designed to catch Zhuqing off guard. If Tang San saw Zhuqing, there was no way he'd identify him. Zhu Zhuqing was going to give him a hard time about this. Tang San, struck in the heart by this kick, his eyes red with pain as he screamed, You've already met your end. Zhu Zhuqing grabbed Tang San's neck and threatened, Speak or not, if you don't, I might as well let you experience the reliability of my Heaven Dao Empire's torture. Tang San stared intently at Zhu Zhuqing, his fierce gaze filling Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo with fear. This was no ordinary teenager's gaze. Come on, if you dare, Tang San, a killer, was he afraid of any torture he might inflict? Come on, Zhu Zhing's face darkened, and she shouted, Torture him, tonight, we must pry his mouth open. Yes, two burly jailers stepped forward with the whips in hand and began whipping Tang San. Within a few strokes, his skin was torn and blood was dripping. Bang, 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 bang. Tang San was whipped, but instead of getting angry, he smiled and said, That's it, the torture of your Qian Dao Empire is nothing more than this. Let me see Zhu King, otherwise don't even think about making me say a word. Zhu Zhuqing was also gritting his teeth with anger at this moment, and kicked the two jailers to the ground with 2 kicks in succession, cursing, The Empire keeps trash like you. The two jailers knelt down hurriedly and shouted, Sir, calm down, sir, this is just the beginning of the torture, not our final resort. Yes, sir, please give us another chance, we know a lot, Zhu Zhuqing said coldly, just give me the most severe torture, I'm in a hurry, and I don't have time to watch you play tricks one by one. Yes, 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 the two jailers hurriedly got up and took a stick from not far away. Zhu Zhuqing cursed angrily, Waste, if you can't even obey with a whip, what's the point of you holding a stick? The two hurriedly explained, My lord, what we are going to use next is not ordinary caning, we are not hitting people with sticks, what we are going to use next is called wooden stake punishment, which makes people die in unbearable pain, we call it here, laughing. Zhu Zhuqing and Du Yuyan couldn't help but feel their anus tightened, and they looked at each other, and exclaimed in their hearts, This is something, Tang San? Chapter 192, Heartbroken. In an instant, Tang San's pupils dilated, his eyes filled with fear. What the hell? You bastards, I've heard of this kind of punishment before. It's clearly used on women, and you're here to turn against the Tian gang? Tang San, is naturally not afraid of any torture, but Tang San, is pure and innocent, how could he let these two nameless people ruin his innocence? Wait, don't go too far. This kind of punishment has been used on women since ancient times. How can you turn against a Tian gang and use it on men? You are simply a loss of morality. The two jailers had already walked behind Tang San and replied, You are the first prisoner in the Qian Lao who talks about morality. It's really strange. Since you have morality, why do you break the law? Come on, try our methods. As the two spoke, one stripped him of his clothes and the other aimed. Tang San also felt a sudden chill and shouted in panic, Wait a minute, my father, Tang Hao, my father, Tang Hao's father is Clear Sky Douluo. My teacher is Grandmaster, and my teacher is Yu Zia Gang, honorary elder of the Spirit Hall. My father, Tang, however. Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo, upon hearing Tang San's announcement of Clear Sky Douluo, were hesitating whether to continue the torture when a scream suddenly echoed throughout the prison. Douluo's face tensed, and he shouted, Stop now. Douluo frowned and gave Zhu Zhuqing a look, motioning him to come out and discuss countermeasures. Zhu Zhuqing nodded slightly and ordered, Keep a close eye on him. Don't torture him for now. With that order, Zhu Zhuqing followed Douluo out. The prison was silent, save for the melody that seemed to play in Tang San's ears. The chrysanthemums withered, wounds all over the ground, your smile has faded, the fallen flowers break one's heart, and outside. Douluo said solemnly, Zhu Zhuqing, while torturing Tang San right now might be an opportunity to implicate Zhu King, we've offended a very powerful title Douluo, I think this requires further caution. Zhu Zhuqing listened to Douluo's words, her face grim. Tang San and Tang Hao are backed by the Clear Sky sect, and the Seven Treasures Glazed Tile sect is already on Zhu King's side. If he gains the Clear Sky sect's support, even your majesty might not be able to stop him. Douluo sighed, I understand, but there are some things I don't know how to tell you. As a friend, my advice to you is to be a carefree prince. I plan to leave soon. My granddaughter has found a husband of her dreams, and I'm going to see how they're doing. I might retire from the world after this. Zhu Zhuqing's face darkened instantly. Douluo was his support. Without him, not only would supporting Zhu Bang be a problem, but even his own safety would be in jeopardy. At this moment, a guard commander came running in a panic, reporting, "Sir, we've received word that Tang San has an accomplice outside, supporting them. We've located them and surrounded them." Accomplice? Zhu Zhuqing was bewildered. She asked, "Who are they?" "Have you investigated?" The guard commander replied, "We don't know yet. Two of the people with him are teachers who recently joined the Xiandao Imperial Academy. One is called Flanders, and the other is called Yu Gang. They're the good-for-nothings on the continent who can't cultivate their spirit power and say there are no good-for-nothing spirits, only good-for-nothing spirit masters." Douluo then asked, "Is there someone named Tang Hao?" The guard commander shook his head slightly. "We're not sure. We only know they're a group from Soto City who recently joined the Xiandao Imperial Academy." Zhu Zhuqing glanced at Douluo and replied, "I don't think there was a Tang Hao. If there was, then with his strength, how could he allow his son, who was only in his 30s, to enter the palace and steal treasures? Let's go take a look and capture the person first." Douluo nodded slightly, and together with Zhu Zhuqing and the royal knights, they set out to capture the person. Wuhan City. Ding. Diary. Record the wonderful time travel life. Rewards. Congratulations to the host for receiving the reward. All spirit rings have their age increased by 1,000 years. Congratulations to the host for receiving the random reward. Soul power increased by 1 level. However, at this moment, Su Chen had no time to look at the rewards. He was busy detoxifying Yilingling. That's right. Yilingling was poisoned. The poison was from the green phosphorus snake. It was outrageous. Duguyan was clearly the one who was poisoned, and it was Su Chen who was communicating with Yilingling, yet Yilingling was poisoned. In short, how did Duguyan's green phosphorus snake venom enter Yilingling's body? This is an inexplicable secret. Those who understand will understand. Those who don't understand, we can't tell. Instance rewards. Congratulations to Duguyan, whose name is mentioned the most times in the diary. Reward, add 1,000 years to all spirit rings. Congratulations to Ho Wu, whose name is randomly selected in the diary. Reward, increase spirit power by 1 level. Congratulations to Bo Saixi, who became a lucky viewer and can customize a diary theme once. Duguyan couldn't be happy at all when she saw the diary instance rewards. She felt a little guilty about it, blaming herself for being too careless. This was how Lingling got poisoned. Of course, this wasn't a big deal. In a short while, Su Chen had completely cleansed Yilingling of the poison. Duguyan said apologetically, "I'm sorry, Lingling. It's all my fault for being too playful. I got you poisoned by the green phosphorus snake." Yilingling blushed slightly and muttered, "This is so embarrassing. Don't say it anymore, ugh." Duguyan's eyes flickered with a strange expression. "You weren't like this just now." Su Chen held the two of them in his arms, one on each side, and said, "We're family, so there shouldn't be any guilt or embarrassment. After all, wasn't Lingling quite happy just now?" Lingling just said. Yilingling quickly reached out and covered Su Chen's mouth. Duguyan replied, I flew. Yilingling's face flushed, and she said unhappily, "You two are so annoying. I really felt like I was flying just now. Yanzi's green phosphorus snake venom gave me hallucinations." Duguyan smiled and said, "But I think it's not just a simple hallucination caused by poisoning. There must be something useful here. Su Chen, don't you agree?" Su Chen nodded heavily, thinking to himself, "I definitely know my stuff." Yilingling also said with an unhappy face, "Su Chen, don't you dare say that anymore." Chapter 193 Advantages. Okay. Su Chen looked at Yilingling and said gently, "This time I'll give you a proper revenge. We'll let Yanzi be poisoned by your poison. No, rather, I'll give Yanzi a cure." In an unexpected way, that night, Su Chen had a dream. He dreamed he had entered a bottomless canyon, and at the bottom, a 9-hearted begonia flower bloomed. As everyone knows, the 9-hearted begonia flower is very difficult to pick. Therefore, Su Chen demonstrated his excellent skills and finally plucked the flower. Just then, a snake demon appeared and snatched the flower away. Su Chen was instantly furious. He had worked so hard to pick the 9-hearted begonia flower, how could he let the snake demon do this? Immediately, Su Chen and the snake demon fought fiercely. Meanwhile, Ho Wu excitedly jumped up from the bed and kissed Jiang Zu's face happily. "Muet, ha, I told you, Ho Wu, am the king of supporting roles, the golden supporting role. I'm the destined supporting role. I'm destined." At this rate, I'll be the fastest of all my sisters to become a title Douluo. I'm so happy, Mua. Mua, Ho Wu said, kissing Jiangsu on the face several times, leaving her speechless. Jiangsu said angrily, HMPH, besides getting me slobbery, what else can you do, Ho Wu? Then what else do you want to do? Jiangsu rolled her eyes at Ho Wu and attacked. I won't. Let me be honest with you. At your current level, you still want to be the first to become a title Douluo. Sister Nana is over level 80, Sister Yanzi and the others are over level 70, and you're only in your 30s. You still want to be the first to break through to title Douluo? You're way off. Ugh. Ho Wu said with an awkward expression. It seems so, my dear sister Jiangsu. Do you think I should try hard to push Su Chen down? Jiangsu said with a confused look. I'm talking to you about a soul power level. Why do you say you want to push Su Chen down? Ho Wu said mysteriously. Based on the experience I gave you for free last time, and the information I got from Aunt Lingyan, I can definitely get level 30 soul power by pushing Su Chen down. Think about it, if I can get level 30 soul power, then I can directly upgrade to level 70 or 80. By then, with my status as a destined supporting role, won't it be easy to break through the title Douluo? Jiangsu was completely numb. No, how could it be that? Ho Wu sneered. Nonsense. Haven't you noticed that the women who have achieved level 30 soul power are all those who have established relationships with Su Chen and know him well? Jiangsu said thoughtfully. I see. I originally thought it was the diary that separated Su Chen's women from those who weren't. After all, there's a difference between being family and not being family. Ho Wu nodded and said, you're pretty much right. If you overthrow Su Chen, we're all family. Now we're not family anymore. That's not right. Jiangsu suddenly added, Ho Wu, I'm not trying to discourage you, but you still want to overthrow Su Chen? Even the little princess of the 7 treasures, glazed tile sect, and the 100,000 years rogue rabbit couldn't succeed. What advantages do you have to overthrow him? How do you do it? Oh, right, and now there's the Qian girl group. See for yourself. Among them, do you have any advantages that others don't have, whether it's your figure, your looks, or your personality? Aside from being able to scoop up rewards, you're useless. Ho Wu was completely stunned. Ah. I'm so angry, I'm really useless. In another room, Zhu Zhuqing was lying in the middle, Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu were lying on both sides, with their heads resting on Zhu Zhuqing's breasts. They couldn't help but sigh, it's so soft, so comfortable. Envy. Zhuqing's advantage is really strong. Zhu Zhuqing couldn't help but curl her lips and replied unhappily, why are you two the same as Su Chen? Ugh, you are so comfortable. Shouldn't you think about whether you have any advantages that can be brought into play so that you can win over Su Chen? Ning Rongrong thought for a moment and said, being young, is it an advantage? Ahem. Ning Rongrong cleared her throat and added, I'm talking about being young? Xiao Wu muttered, being older, is it an advantage? I remember Su Chen once said that having an old person in the family is like having a treasure. This is my advantage, right? Zhu Zhuqing was also numb. You two, after hearing what you said, I feel that you two are quite optimistic. You can actually view your own advantages in this way. Let me tell you frankly, advantages are what others don't have. Only you can have it, and only you can do it. Only in this way can you stand out from the crowd. Ning Rongrong said seriously, I know, this is just like your advantage, Zhuqing. It's big. Very big. No matter when and where you are the most handsome guy in the audience, Xiao Wu said seriously. In fact, my advantage is the aura of the 100,000-year rogue rabbit. If there is grass that likes to eat old cows, the advantage of the 100,000-year soul beast will come out. Oh, yes, my rabbit ears are real. Ning Rongrong muttered to herself when she heard Xiao Wu say this. If that's the case, then my advantage is that I am rich, but this is of no use. I have already given my secondary card to Su Chen, but I still can't win him over. Zhu Zhuqing also closed her eyes and felt a little sleepy. Oh, right, Xiao Wu suddenly said, I figured it out. The advantage is being unique. I'm a soft-bone rabbit, a unique bunny, and I'm also a dancer. Actually, I'm a great dancer. My body is incredibly flexible, and I can do moves that ordinary people can't. Ning Rongrong said with a puzzled look, that seems to be all right. That's the advantage, right? Men like things that are bigger, but also things that are soft, right? Zhu Zhuqing sat up, nodded thoughtfully, and glanced at Xiao Wu before asking, Xiao Wu, let us play with you first. Just how soft is your body, huh? Xiao Wu was numb. The next moment, Zhu Zhuqing and Ning Rongrong attacked simultaneously, fiddling with Xiao Wu, performing all sorts of extreme moves that ordinary people couldn't do. Splits, back and hip bends. This guy just stunned Zhu Zhuqing and Ning Rongrong. Oh my god, Xiao Wu, you're incredible. We're really doubting whether you have soft bones or no bones. How can your body be so abnormal? Chapter 194. It's definitely not for free. This, Xiao Wu's face lit up with pride as she listened to Zhu Zhuqing and the others' praise. Although, this was certainly an advantage. Zhu Zhuqing enviously said, Xiao Wu, you're truly amazing. With your advantage, who could possibly match it? What positions can't you do, Xiao Wu? Ning Rongrong, with a puzzled expression, said, Zhuqing, you're speaking more and more maturely now. We're really getting more and more confused. Xiao Wu nodded emphatically. Zhu Zhuqing blushed and muttered, in short, this is a huge advantage for a woman. You're still young. You'll understand when you grow up. Ning Rongrong was speechless. Tisk, you're the youngest of the three sisters. Okay, if that's okay, then I'm the only one left. Useless. I'm so heartbroken. I'm just a support spirit master. I don't have the unique traits of a beast spirit. I can only focus on strength and speed. Zhu Zhuqing's face changed. Speed, oh my god. Rongrong, your spirit's advantage is simply incredible. You could literally take off. Ning Rongrong? Xiao Wu? The two of them were completely bewildered. What the hell are you talking about? We don't understand. We don't understand at all. Okay, ugh. Zhu Zhuqing's face flushed. You'll understand this later. Anyway, your 7 treasures glazed tile sex amplification is very powerful. Tomorrow night, you have to secretly amplify it for me next door, the two of them? In the hotel. Shui Binger and the other 7 were also awake. Seeing Ho Wu get another reward from Du Guyan's thread, the sisters were completely stunned. I'm so angry, Ho Wu, that bastard, is so infuriating. Why is she everywhere? Shui Binger said helplessly. Hey, it's because she's a supporting character. Although we are supporting characters too, we're not as lucky as her, Shui Weir also said with a depressed look. Although we have arrived in Wuhan City, how should we contact Su Chen? What should we do next? Everyone heard this and fell into deep thought. Zhu Wu said, I think so, we should try our best to live in Su Chen's house like Ho Wu did. That way, we can get a best deal. Huh? The sisters were stunned when they heard this. Go live directly at Su Chen's house, isn't that a bit bad? After all, we are all girls. How can we live directly in a boy's house? The key is, how can we live in Su Chen's house? Shui Binger said a little entangledly. I think it's too unreserved, Zhu Wu said seriously. Although our backgrounds are somewhat different, no matter which of us, without sufficient strength, it is impossible to control our own destiny. After we graduate in 2 years, we will be arranged to marry into a family. This is our chance to control our destiny. Yu Harao and the others nodded in unison after hearing Zhu Wu's words and said, if we accept a family marriage, the other party will not have only us as women. Captain, you and Yuira should know this. In that case, I think we might as well take the initiative to pursue Su Chen and become his women. Although Su Chen's dream is to marry 10 or 8 wives, even if Su Chen marries 100 wives, if we follow Su Chen, it will be the best family marriage. I think that's right. Instead of marrying into a family marriage with others, it is better to marry into a family marriage with Su Chen and maximize the benefits. PSSST. Psst, psst, I think you're just lusting after her. Anyway, if we become Su Chen's women, even if he doesn't dote on us, we'll still benefit materially. Both ourselves and our families will experience unimaginable improvements. Shui Binger, a bit bewildered, asked, are all 7 of us going for free? Zhu Wu replied with a smile, not for free. Definitely not for free. I won't go into other details. A 30-level soul power boost guarantees we'll become titled Douluo. Even if Su Chen abandons us in the future, we'll still be single, Shui Yuir muttered. It seems so. Actually, being Su Chen's woman is a good thing. Aside from being a bit fickle, Su Chen has no other flaws. Everyone nodded silently, so the question became, what should we do? Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong lay in bed in her light pink pajamas, while Liena huddled in Bibi Dong's arms like a little fox. She too was amazed. The teacher was indeed a teacher. Her figure was impeccable. Aside from that pervert Zhu Qing, no one could compare to her. Bibi Dong suddenly said, Nana, if you receive another reward, don't rush to repay the favor. Teacher needs to borrow one to learn how to make gunpowder. Huh? Liena was stunned. Teacher was actually thinking about gunpowder? Wasn't she planning to blow up the spirit hall? Bibi Dong didn't notice Liena's annoyance and continued, if any of them receive the third reward, borrow one and ask teacher about the gunpowder. I'll leave that to you. As she spoke, Bibi Dong suddenly sat up in shock. Liena sat up as well, puzzled, and asked, teacher, what's wrong? Bibi Dong frowned. Bo Saxi got the third reward today. Damn it, how come that old woman also has a copy of the diary? Bo Saxi. Liena looked at Bibi Dong in confusion, the name sounding familiar. Bibi Dong explained, Bo Saxi, you forgot Su Chen mentioned earlier that she's in a love triangle with Tang Chen and Jin Daoliu. She's also the High Priestess of Devil Island, which is actually called Sea God Island. We Spirit Hall people went there once, and it wasn't surprising that we were defeated. So everyone called it Devil Island. Liena's face turned strange as she listened to Bibi Dong's words. Is that so? That Bo Saxi was from the same era as the High Priest. Was she very powerful? Bibi Dong nodded. When I was a child, I heard Jin Daoliu tell their story. Jin Daoliu, Tang Chen, and Bo Saxi were the three most powerful beings in the lower realm, one the king of the sky, one the strongest on land, and one the strongest in the sea. That woman's strength is probably not inferior to mine. If it were at sea, I wouldn't be her match. Originally, in the diary copy, I was the strongest, but now with Bo Saxi's appearance, the others have a backer who can compete with us. I wonder if these women with diary copies will choose to join Bo Saxi. Chapter 195 It's all Su Chen's fault, you bastard. Liena glanced at Bibi Dong and replied with a smile, why is the teacher worried about this? No matter how powerful Bo Saxi is, the teacher still has disciples. Su Chen is here with us. We are family, and no one else's appearance can change that. Also, we're not threatening anyone. The woman with the diary copy is our friend. Bo Saxi's appearance won't change anything. Bibi Dong shook her head slightly. No, Nana, you don't know why Sea God Island is called Sea God Island. It's because they worship the sea god, just like we worship the angel god in the spirit hall. Bo Saxi's duties and mission are the same as Jin Daoliu's, and Tang San is a member of the sea god and the Azure god. They will be our enemies from now on. Liena's heart tightened when she heard this. In that case, should we confront Su Chen in advance? Bibi Dong hesitated and replied, not for now. Sea God Island is far away from the mainland, and if Bo Saxi leaves the sea, her strength may not surpass mine. Even Bo Saxi can't tell anyone about the diary copy. It's not a big deal right now. Liena nodded heavily and said, no matter what, we have Su Chen. We're not afraid of Bo Saxi either. Give us a little time, and we can all improve our strength. Bibi Dong nodded slightly, sighing inwardly. Fortunately, the diary copy existed. Otherwise, she would be affected by the evil thoughts of the Rakshasa god and unable to exert her full strength. Rakshasa god. Bibi Dong was powerless to complain. This divine inheritance of hers was truly stingy. Not only did they not provide her with support or help, but they also restricted her strength. Teacher, Liena called out, as if she wanted to say something but hesitated. Bibi Dong asked curiously, what's wrong? Just say whatever you want to say. What's there to argue about with teacher? Liena sighed inwardly and said, I wanted to talk about Xiaoxu. I think we should find a way to call her back and let her inherit the angel god's legacy. We've all read the diary. The Heaven Dao Empire isn't crucial to our spirit hall's cause. Ultimately, it all comes down to sheer strength. If Xiaoxu can come back, with the rewards from the diary dungeons, she should be able to quickly become a titled Douluo, ultimate Douluo, or even an angel god. Bibi Dong fell silent upon hearing this. She was speechless facing Qian Renxue. If Qian Renxue returned, what would become of all her years of hard work? Seeing Bibi Dong's silence, Liena didn't dare to say anything more. She simply sank back into bed, her mood growing melancholic. Let's talk about both sides. Tang Hao was in dire straits. Heaven Dao City. A small courtyard near Xiandao Academy was filled with Xiandao royal knights and imperial guards, a grand spectacle. Inside, Ma Hongjin, Daimyo Bei, and Oscar were also bewildered. They looked at Flender, Uzziah Gang, and Tang Hao and asked, Dean, what were you doing? We're completely surrounded by imperial guards. Did you assassinate Emperor Zhu? We've just arrived and already offended a powerful figure. Tang Hao and Uzziah Gang's faces turned grim. They had already evacuated, so why were they still being visited by the imperial family? Flender said solemnly, Mu Bei, Hongjin, Oscar, you have nothing to do here. Go back to your rooms and get some sleep. No matter what happens, do not come out. Hurry. Oscar hesitated, about to ask more, but was pulled away by Dai Mubei and Ma Hongjin. Flanders and his two companions wore grave expressions as they waited for the outsiders to arrive. They were filled with confusion, feeling as if everything was being manipulated. Just then, the door opened, and Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo entered, accompanied by a group of guards. Tang Hao and his companions were even more bewildered when they saw that it was Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo who led the charge. Zhu King and Prince Zhu Zhuqing weren't on good terms, so why would Prince Zhu Zhuqing bring such a group? Yu Gang stepped forward and called out, "Greetings, Prince Zhu Zhuqing, Your Majesty the poisoned Douluo. I wonder what brings you so many people so late at night? What brings you here?" Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo remained expressionless, their gazes scanning Tang Hao, their hearts hesitant, unsure of their identity. Was this Haoshan Douluo? It couldn't be. If it was Haoshan Douluo, why would he allow his son, Tang San, who was only in his 30s, to enter the palace to steal treasures? With Haoshan Douluo's strength, if he had entered the palace treasury, even if they had set an ambush, it would have been difficult to capture him. This was strange. Zhu Zhuqing's face was solemn as he spoke. "We apprehended a serious criminal who stole from the treasury tonight in the palace. Someone reported that he had an accomplice, and they're right here," Yu Gang quickly said. "How could there be an accomplice here? There must be some misunderstanding. Prince Zhu Zhuqing, why don't you calm down for a while tonight? We'll come and give an explanation tomorrow, okay?" A guard stepped forward, pointed at Tang Hao, and whispered, "Sir, this is the man. I saw him entering and leaving the prince's mansion with a thief this morning." Tang Hao's face turned grim, and he hated Su Chen to death. "Damn it. It's all Su Chen's fault, you bastard. If you hadn't injured me so badly, how could I, Haoshan Douluo, have ever faced such a tense and embarrassing situation?" Yu Gang and Flanders' faces also instantly turned grim. So that's what they saw. They saw Tang Hao and Tang San entering and leaving the prince's mansion together. Zhu Zhuqing glanced at Douluo, who returned a questioning look, indicating he wasn't sure if it was Tang Hao. Since he couldn't sense the other person's spirit power, how could he be sure it was Tang Hao? Zhu Zhing's face darkened. "Since that's the case, we'll take him away first and make a decision later. Capture him." The guards rushed forward to arrest him. "Who dares?" Tang Hao's face darkened instantly, and he exuded the aura of a titled Douluo. Unable to use his spirit power, he could only resort to ruthlessness. However, there was no use being soft. Tang Hao was fierce, and the knights and guards of the Heaven Dao imperial family were no pushovers either. They immediately attacked and captured Tang Hao. Tang Hao's hatred deepened. "Damn it. What a bully in plain sight, bullied by a dog." Yu Gang said solemnly, "Wait, Prince Zhu Zhuqing, do you know who you are trying to capture? This is Tang Hao, the Haoshan Douluo known as the Haoshan Twin Stars of the Haoshan sect. You're arresting him without any evidence. Isn't that too much?" Chapter 196 How to Write the Word Mang and Li Mang. Haoshan Douluo, Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo's expressions froze, their gazes fixed on Tang Hao. If this man were Haoshan Douluo, wouldn't he have slapped us right there and then? Haoshan Douluo was so good-tempered? "Ha," Zhu Zhuqing sneered back, "Yu Gang, since you and Flanders are both teachers at the academy now, I won't hold you responsible for this matter for now. As for your claim that this man is Haoshan Douluo, how could Haoshan Douluo be someone without spirit power? How can you prove it? If you're impersonating someone, you should find someone decent, at least a titled Douluo with some strength. You're clearly disrespecting us." Yu Gang fell silent. He was furious. It was all because of that bastard Su Chen who crippled Haoshan Douluo. If Haoshan Douluo hadn't been crippled, would we have to be so polite to him? This was a very difficult matter to explain. If Yu Gang and the others explained that the current Haoshan Douluo was seriously injured and unable to use his spirit power, haha. That undead dog, what's he talking about? The intimidation of the Haoshan Douluo is considerable. However, that's assuming Tang Hao has the strength to do that. If Tang Hao, as he is now, dares to claim he's the Haoshan Douluo, any passing dog would slap him twice. How dare he boast about his power? Seeing Yu Gang unable to answer, Zhu Zhuqing was even more certain that the guy in front of her was most likely an imposter. The real Haoshan Douluo only needed to unleash his soul power and nothing would need to be explained. Tang Hao's face darkened. "Zhu Zhuqing, Tang Hao, I'm Tang Hao. What proof do I need?" Snap! Instantly, a guard commander beside Zhu Zhuqing slapped Tang Hao in the face, shouting, "Who the hell do you think you are? How dare you address our prince by his name? You say you're Tang Hao, but I, Li Meng, say I'm Tang Chen. Have you heard of Tang Chen? That's Tang Hao's grandfather." Tang Hao was instantly furious. Outrageous. He was the mighty Haoshan Douluo, and he'd been slapped twice in 2 days. How could he have ever suffered such humiliation? Damn it. You guys deserve to die. I just said I was Tang Hao, and you bastard, not only dared to slap me, you even dared to call me my grandfather? Gang and Flender were also stunned. Isn't that right? Are all the guards of the Heaven Dao Empire so brave? He's the real Haoshan Douluo. He's just seriously injured and hasn't recovered yet. How dare you slap him in the face? You're really reckless. Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo also frowned, feeling speechless. Even though the other party might be a fake, wasn't it a bit reckless to slap him like that? Tang Hao's 3 corpses leaped into rage, wishing he could unleash his soul power and beat the guard Li Meng to death. If looks could kill, then Li Meng, the guard commander, would have died 1,000 times. Snap! The unexpected happened again. Seeing Tang Hao glaring at him with anger and dissatisfaction, guard Li Meng slapped Tang Hao across the face again and shouted, "What are you looking at? Are you dissatisfied? How dare you impersonate Haoshan Douluo? Believe it or not, I'll show you where the name Meng comes from, Li Meng. How dare you? That's too much." Tang Hao was furious, almost ready to unleash his spirit power and kill the man in front of him. Wait a moment. Gang and Flender saw Tang Hao about to explode and hurried forward to persuade him. "Your Majesty, reason. This is a crude and uncouth person. Don't argue with him." Gang and Flender knew that in Tang Hao's current condition, if he forced his spirit power to attack, it would be very dangerous. Even if his life was not in danger, recovery from his injuries would be extremely difficult. "Tang Hao, what do you want me to do?" Gang looked at Li Meng coldly and shouted, "Asshole, kneel down and apologize to His Majesty." Bang! Li Meng kicked Gang in the stomach and said, "This commander entered the palace at the age of 8 and has been loyal to the royal family for more than 20 years. In this life, apart from my parents, I have only kneeled to your Majesty and never to anyone else. Who do you think you are? You want me to kneel? You? Gang was also furious. Flanders was about to take a step forward when Douluo stopped him with a look. "Flanders, what do you want to do?" Flanders' face was grim. "Your Majesty, this man is too arrogant. He not only struck your Majesty Haoshan, but also assaulted a teacher from our academy. Are you going to let him go?" Zhu Zhuqing said expressionlessly. Li Meng is loyal to the imperial family. Although he acted rashly, he was also angry about someone stealing from the national treasury, which is why he acted impulsively. "Let's just hold off for now. If you two are alright, we'll take him back." Flanders was also furious. But there was something they couldn't explain about what happened today. Gang's face was gloomy, and he suddenly shouted, "Wait, Prince Zhu Zhuqing, look at this thing." He stopped talking. Gang himself took out the Spirit Hall's Pope's order, which was still stained with blood. The reason Gang left the bloodstains on it unwiped was that he planned to personally show it to Bibi Dong when he got to the Spirit Hall, letting her know how Su Chen and the others had mistreated the Spirit Hall's honorary elder. This is the Spirit Hall's Pope's order. Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo were naturally discerning, and upon seeing Gang produce the Spirit Hall's Pope's order, they were also deeply shocked. Seeing them stunned, Gang breathed a sigh of relief. The Pope's order was finally useful. "Prince Zhu Zhuqing, Spirit Hall's rules dictate that holding the Pope's order is like the Pope himself, and one even holds the title of honorary elder. Please do me, Gang, a favor today. Don't arrest His Majesty Haoshan for now. As for the man you captured in the palace, don't touch him for now. We'll give you an explanation tomorrow." Although Tang Hao felt deeply humiliated, he was helpless. Considering his life as a mighty Haoshan Douluo and his irreconcilable hatred for the Spirit Hall, he was now using the Spirit Hall's Pope's order to plead for mercy? How infuriating. Prince Zhuqing's face was solemn. They had already made enemies with the Clear Sky sect by capturing Tang San, and now they were also at odds with the Spirit Hall. Even if they had to pay a price for Zhuqing, it would definitely not be worth it. Hell, as Zhuqing hesitated, Douluo sneered, "Gang, you are a member of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family after all. Although you have been expelled now, you can't forget the relationship between the Spirit Hall and the Clear Sky sect. Right, you are using the Spirit Hall's Pope's order to plead for this so-called Tang Hao. Don't you think it's ridiculous? Zhu Zhuqing frowned upon hearing this, staring at Yu Zhiagang. He really couldn't understand. Did the two sides have a deep hatred? If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 197 The Lord of the Sea appears. For a moment, Yu Zhiagang's face turned grim. You're not giving me this face, Douluo replied coldly. What's more important, your face or the face of the Heaven Dao Empire? Even if Bibi Dong, the Pope of the Spirit Hall, were to come in person, how could she possibly control the affairs of our Heaven Dao imperial family? Zhu Zhuqing's face darkened and she said, take him away, you all. Yu Zhiagang gritted his teeth in anger. Damn it. What the hell is this? Something as noble as the Pope's order, and yet it can't even work once? Anyway, Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo still captured Tang Hao, and they didn't care about him at all. Li Mang's 2 slaps had made them absolutely certain that there was something seriously wrong with the identity of this Tang Hao. Under normal circumstances, wouldn't any titled Douluo, let alone Haoshan Douluo, resist a blow after receiving 2 slaps? Titled Douluos cannot be insulted, unless their name is Tang Hao. Sea God Island. A beautiful woman, approximately 1.8 meters tall and with a voluptuous figure, stood on a balcony in a bright red nightgown, gazing out at the sea. Her delicate features looked no more than 30 years old, her beauty emanating from her aura, nobility, grace, and a gentle warmth. Her appearance alone was already stunning, but her aura was unmatched. Even Bibi Dong, the Pope of the Spirit Hall, could not match her in this regard. Most striking of all were her eyes, a kind and mellow expression that seemed to have endured through the ages. She was the 99th level power attack type peerless Douluo, titled Sea God, High Priestess of Sea God Island, and nicknamed the Invincible Ocean, Poseidon. If Bibi Dong was the thieves' dream, then Poseidon was, super doubled. At this moment, Poseidon couldn't help but feel a surge of joy upon seeing the 3rd reward from the diary copy, despite her indifference to everything. But the appearance of the diary copy might change her fate, giving her a chance to become a god. Of course. Bosaixi had been feeling rather down lately, for she knew full well that Tang San's appearance would spell her own demise. Even though that was the duty of the High Priestess of Sea God Island. Bosaixi sighed deeply, gazing at the boundless sea. This wasn't just her own problem, it was also the problem for the sea god she worshipped. Tang San was the chosen one of the Ashura god and the sea god, so sooner or later they would both be on the opposing side of Su Chen. Who knew which side would be stronger? The god's methods were certainly powerful. But the diary's mystique also inspired awe. High Priestess, just as Bosaixi was considering what to write tomorrow, a young woman, a mermaid, soared up on a giant bubble. She had a massive fishtail, its graceful curve extending all the way to her waist. She wore a small black top that didn't even cover her navel. Her large, sky-blue eyes resembled the sky more than the ocean. Her stunning face was a picture of beauty, and a faint smile perpetually lingered at the corners of her mouth. Poseidon said calmly, Amma, what are you doing here so late? The visitor was none other than the Sea Witch, the Lord of Amma City and guardian of the Sea God Island's sacred pillar, Amma Douluo. The mermaid smiled and said, High Priest, you're asking questions knowing the answer. Of course, I'm here to congratulate you. Congratulations to the High Priest on receiving your 3rd reward. Tomorrow you'll find out what you want to know, or perhaps a reward that adds 1,000 years to all your spirit rings. I've been looking at diary copies for so long, and finally, someone from our ocean has received a reward? Huh? Poseidon frowned slightly and asked, you actually have a diary copy too? Sea Girl Douluo nodded heavily and said, of course I do. So many people have them, so it's no surprise I have one, right? What I didn't expect is that the High Priest actually has a diary copy too. He's been keeping it very secret. Poseidon's face remained expressionless, but he felt a little embarrassed inside. Sharing the same diary with his subordinates, and the contents inside were so unspeakable, was truly humiliating. No. If he asked Su Chen to write about him tomorrow, wouldn't he be like Bibi Dong from the Spirit Hall, stripped naked in front of his subordinates? This would be the end. Over 100 years of honor would be utterly humiliated. Seeing Bosaixi silent, Sea Lady Douluo circled around him, her tail raised, and asked, "High Priest, have you thought of what to ask tomorrow?" "How about High Priest ask Tang San tomorrow? He's the successor chosen by our Lord Sea God, but he doesn't seem like a good person. How about we get to know him?" Bo Saxi looked at the Sea Lady and said calmly, "You haven't told anyone about this, have you?" Sea Lady Douluo hurriedly shook her head. "How could I tell anyone? If I hadn't seen the High Priest receive the reward, how would I have dared to tell anyone about the existence of the diary copy?" Bo Saxi nodded slightly and was about to speak when suddenly, in the Sea God Hall, the statue of the Sea God was illuminated by a golden light from the sky. Sea Lady Douluo exclaimed in shock, "Oh my God, it's Lord Sea God appearing?" Bo Saxi's heart tightened, and he couldn't help but wonder, could it be that the Sea God also has a copy of the diary? Why did he suddenly appear at this moment? After all, the Sea God hadn't appeared in a long time. In front of the Sea God statue, Bo Saxi and Sea Girl Douluo called out respectfully, "Lord Sea God." The Sea God's figure loomed in the golden light, and his voice rang out from within, "Bo Saxi, I want you to do something. Go to the Heaven Dao Empire and rescue a man named Tang San from the heavenly prison. Retrieve my treasure, the heart of the Sea God, and hand it over to Tang San." Bo Saxi and Sea Girl Douluo were instantly shocked. Oh my God. Lord Sea God had really chosen Tang San, and was even going to have Sea God Island help him? The key point was, Su Chen had anticipated all of this. Was Sea God going to use the vast sea universe cover to give Tang San a cheat? No? Why was Tang San in the heavenly prison of the Heaven Dao Empire? Bo Saxi had many questions in her mind. After some hesitation and thought, she spoke, "Lord Sea God, who is this Tang San? Could it be that Lord Sea God wants to pass on the inheritance to him? We don't know him well. If I go and get the heart of the Sea God and give it to him, wouldn't that be a bit too hasty?" After all, having read the diary, Bo Saxi had a very bad impression of Tang San. She really didn't want him to be the successor of the Sea God. The Sea God's tone became majestic. "Are you questioning me, Bo Saxi? Follow my orders. You don't need to ask any more questions. I will make all the arrangements." Chapter 198, No Martial Ethics, Come Prepared. Sea God's Temple. Bo Saxi was also feeling very uncomfortable at the moment. She wanted to explain. First of all, there were some problems with this Tang San. Secondly, he had a great enemy, Su Chen. And this Su Chen was an even more mysterious time traveler. Wouldn't it be useless to choose Tang San as your successor? Yes, Lord Sea God. Bo Saxi had no choice. She couldn't explain what she saw in the diary to anyone else. She also had to obey the Sea God's orders. Sea Girl Douluo stood by, her face also full of helplessness. She also had no way to explain her thoughts or the contents of the diary. "Let's set off immediately." The Sea God uttered his last words, and his shadow dissipated, and the golden light faded. In the hall, Bo Saxi's face was filled with helplessness. She looked at Sea Girl Douluo and said, "Go and make the arrangements. We'll be leaving for the mainland, the Heaven Dao Empire, shortly." "Yes," Sea Girl Douluo nodded, then hesitated for a moment before whispering, "High Priest, since we've been ordered to leave Sea God Island, why don't we meet Su Chen while we're there, if possible? How about we take him to Sea God Island?" Bo Saxi glanced at Sea Girl Douluo indifferently without answering. Taking Su Chen? Wishful thinking. As Bo Saxi and Sea Girl Douluo left Sea God Island, Tang Hao was also captured and taken to the Sky Prison. Father and son were neatly laid out in a dark cell. "Dad," Tang San was shocked to see Tang Hao being captured. Hadn't his father and the others entered the palace, and he hadn't said anything, so why had they captured his father as well? Tang Hao looked at Tang San, his heart filled with anxiety. He had never expected this. They would actually meet in the Sky Prison. What a tragedy. Tang San said, "Dad, I didn't tell them about you." "How did they capture you too?" Tang Hao's face darkened as he replied, "Someone saw us both entering the prince's mansion and brought Zhu Zhuqing to me." "It's okay, Zio-san. We still have Flanders and Master, and your aunt. They'll get us out tomorrow." Tang San nodded heavily, gritting his teeth as he spoke, "We'll be fine. After we get out, I'll deal with these people one by one. They've already been doomed." Outside, Zhu Zhuqing and Douluo were discussing how to proceed. Tang Hao's current identity left them extremely puzzled. What was going on? If Tang Hao was fake, then why was Tang San calling Tang Hao Dad inside? If Tang Hao was genuine, then why was he so devoid of spirit power? Zhu Zhuqing hesitated, looking at Douluo and saying gravely, "What do you think, Douluo shook his head slightly and said, everything feels very wrong, so I think we need to investigate and confirm. Tang San and Tang Hao's identities must also be confirmed. Zhu Zhuqing nodded slightly and sighed, never mind, Zhu King is unstoppable, and I've done my best. Douluo patted Zhu Zhuqing's shoulder, turned and left without another word. Zhu Zhuqing followed him out of the sky prison. However, after Zhu Zhuqing and the others left, another group arrived. Tang San, you bastard. They entered and headed straight for the cell where Tang San and Tang Hao were. Tang San and Tang Hao were instantly horrified, staring at each other in confusion. Who are you? Bang! Tang San was answered by one of them with an iron rod, which struck Tang San's leg hard, knocking him to his knees. Who are you? We are the ghosts of the guards you killed in the treasury today. And we're here to claim our lives. Brothers, attack us. A group of about 10 men, each armed with iron clubs, swarmed over and began to beat Tang San mercilessly. Tang Hao, startled, shouted and lunged forward. Stop it now, stop hitting me. Oh. Nothing seemed wrong. Dad, get out of the way. You let them beat me. You can't get hurt now. Just as Tang San was worried about Tang Hao's injuries, about to be severely beaten by these people, a sudden burst of green light illuminated Tang Hao's body. Healing. Healing Spirit Master. Tang Hao and his son were stunned. Unfair and well prepared. This was the first word that came to their minds. These people were not only here to beat us, but they also brought a healing Spirit Master with them, a 5-ringed Spirit King at that. Damn it. You've already met your end. Bang, 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 bang. At that moment, in the sky prison, besides the painful sounds of beatings, there were also the screams of Tang Hao and Tang San, and the radiance of the healing Spirit Master's spirit abilities. Tonight was destined to be another night that would require Tang Fozu's lifetime to heal. The next day, in Wuhan City, Su Chen arose early and went out with Tu Yuyan and Yi Lingling, heading to the Yi family home to visit Yi Lingling's grandmother and mother. On the way, Su Chen began to update his diary. Today is another day full of energy. Spirit City is getting bustling with activity. Besides Liena, Yi Lingling, Du Yuyan, Zhu Zhuqing, Ho Wu, Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Jiang Zhu, who came with Ling Yuan, there's also Shui Binger and Shui Yuir, whom I met yesterday. Shui Binger and her sisters have actually applied for a temporary place at the Spirit Academy, meaning they'll be staying in Spirit City for a while. Honestly, I love making friends and I enjoy a lively atmosphere. I left home early again today because I need to take Yi Lingling home to visit. Let's take a look at what to write in my diary today. About Bo Sixi? Su Chen's face flickered with a strange expression when he saw the topic of today's diary. In the carriage, Yi Lingling and Du Yuyan remained calm. After all, at their age, they didn't know much about Bo Sixi, who was older and far away on Sea God Island. But they didn't mind. Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong and Liena got up early, and when they saw the diary started to update, they were full of anticipation. How to say it? The more noble the status of a person, the more interested people will be in eating melons, just like Bibi Dong was eaten melons by others before. Now she, Bibi Dong, can finally eat other people's melons. Bo Sixi, today let this Pope see what kind of flaws you, the High Priest of Sea God Island, have. In the sea. Sea Girl Douluo was on the road with Bo Sixi. After seeing the content of the diary, she asked with a puzzled look, High Priest, are you going to ask yourself today to get a reward? Why don't you let Su Chen write about Tang San, so that we can understand him better? After all, he is the successor chosen by Lord Sea God. Chapter 199 Old Miss Bo Sixi. Bo Sixi said calmly, no need, some things, knowing or not knowing, make no difference. If it had been before the Sea God appeared, Bo Sixi would have considered having Su Chen write about Tang San, so they could get to know him better. The Sea God's appearance last night had made Bo Sixi realize that understanding Tang San or not was pointless. They all had to follow the Sea God's orders. She couldn't change anything. Given this, the wise choice was to improve herself. Only by striving to improve herself could she change everything she wanted to change. Sea Girl Douluo, feeling mixed emotions, hesitated and said, High Priest, why don't you go to the Heaven Dao Empire yourself? Can I go back first? Why? Bo Sixi was puzzled. Sea Girl Douluo sighed inwardly, High Priest, haven't you noticed? That Su Chen loves to criticize others. If there's any negative information about you, and it's exposed today, and I'm right here with you, You won't silence me, will you? It's alright, Bo Saxi said seriously. I've let everything go. The past is the past, after all. It means nothing to me, Bo Saxi said so, but deep down, she still hoped Su Chen would be more gentle with his criticism of the Crown Prince's mansion. When Qian Renxue woke up early and read the diary, her expression turned strange. Bo Saxi? Is this the woman Grandpa had spent his entire life licking but never getting? Qian Renxue was still very much looking forward to it. Today, she would see the Bo Saxi in Su Chen's eyes, and see if she saw the Bo Saxi in Grandpa's eyes. Bo Saxi and Tang Chen, these people weren't people Qian Renxue had read about in the diary, but rather people she had heard Jin Daoliu tell stories about Grandpa's brilliant youth since she was a child. This was called listening to Grandpa tell stories of the past. Ahem. Before Su Chen showed up, Qian Renxue had always thought Grandpa was a deeply affectionate man, but after reading the diary, Qian Renxue understood. This wasn't affection, this was licking the dog. Qian Renxue had just emerged when she heard the guards announce, "Your Highness, Yuxuan Master Tang Yuho has been waiting for the Crown Prince in the front hall for quite some time." "Yes," Qian Renxue replied calmly, then headed towards the front courtyard. Under normal circumstances, Qian Renxue would likely confront Tang Yuho, but in this situation, she was using a knife to kill someone. This made it much easier to deal with. In the front hall, Tang Yuho saw Zhu Zhuqing anxiously shouting, "Your Highness, we have no grudges against you. Why are you trying to kill someone? Do you know someone named Su Chen?" Last night, after Tang Hao was captured, Yu Zhigang and Flanders scoured Xiandao City, visiting every possible connection they could. Tang Yuho had also received the news last night. It's worth noting that Yu Zhigang and Flanders also went to Lienba Academy, but Liu Erlong, a cunning individual, fled early and was almost arriving at Wuhan City today. Tang Yuho, upon hearing the news last night, was completely baffled. She had always been friendly with everyone in Xiandao City and had never had any enemies. She was also very close to Crown Prince Zhu Qing, even accepting Zhu Qing's sister Zhu Ke as her disciple. How could Zhu Qing possibly frame her? Ultimately, Tang Yuho concluded that Zhu Qing must know Su Chen, and this incident was most likely related to him. Qian Renxue said gravely. "Aunt Yuho, this matter is complicated. I investigated it thoroughly yesterday. Someone tipped off Uncle Zhuqing. Uncle Zhuqing doesn't want me to be close to you, so this incident came about." "Huh?" Tang Yuho was stunned upon hearing this. "So that's it." While something felt a little off, the fact that Prince Zhuqing and the Crown Prince were at odds was no secret, so it was possible. "Your Highness, what should we do now?" Zhu Qing said with a grim expression. "This is still very troublesome at the moment. I think it is not a big problem. After all, Haoshan Douluo and the others are all members of the Haoshan sect, even the Emperor will not execute them. Let's wait and see before making a decision. Of course, they should be in prison now." Tang Yuho nodded and said, "Yes, I'll go to the palace later and explain the matter to His Majesty. We'll then say that Tang San was possessed by evil spirits and wanted to steal the vast sea universe cover. Then, by revealing his identity as a member of the Clear Sky sect, His Majesty will probably show some leniency." Qian Renxue nodded slightly and feigned confusion, asking, "Aunt Yuho, you mentioned Su Chen just now. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Who is he?" "Oh," Tang Yuho said perfunctorily. "He's a strange man. Anyway, it's all fine as long as this matter has nothing to do with him. Your Highness, I'll take my leave." Tang Yuho thought about it and it made sense. Crown Prince Zhu Qing was a man, and the people who possessed the diary copies were all women. This person definitely didn't know about Su Chen. "I'll see him off, Aunt Yuho." Qian Renxue stood up to see him off, feeling a little amused. It was truly delightful to see Tang San and Tang Hao being dealt a hand. The key point. Once the matter is done, dust off and depart, free from karma. Writing about Bo Saxi, let me think about this old maid. How should I describe her? Okay, Bo Saxi is a legendary woman, a level 99 power attack peerless Douluo, titled Sea Goddess, High Priestess of Sea God Island, spokesperson for the Sea God, nicknamed Ocean Invincible, and said to be as close to a god as a human can get. But what I want to complain about is, Bo Saxi is truly a talent. Across the vast ocean, Bo Saxi and Sea Girl Douluo rode a sea soul beast, speeding forward. After reading Su Chen's diary entry, even Bo Saxi, usually a gentle person, immediately turned pale. Su Chen, that bastard, Can't produce anything ivory. A screen opening attack, old maid? Outrageous. It's like the mother of the outrageous mother opened the door for the outrageous mother. The outrageous mother had arrived home. As for the talent mentioned in the latter part, Bo Seixi could clearly sense that it was definitely not a compliment. The sea-girl Douluo looked embarrassed and thought to herself, I told you to go back first. Now look at what you wrote in the diary. If you, High Priest, are not embarrassed, then I am very embarrassed. Ahem, the sea-girl Douluo advised seriously, High Priest, don't be angry. Su Chen is not a good person. He always likes to expose other people's shortcomings. He even complains about his wives. Let's understand. Bo Seixi looked at the sea-girl and pretended to be calm and said, Am I angry? No. How old am I? How could I be angry with a kid like him? The sea-girl Douluo also nodded in agreement. That's right, the High Priest is so old. So Su Chen is just a child in front of the High Priest. Before the sea-girl Douluo finished speaking, she heard Bo Seixi ask resentfully, Are you saying I'm old, sea-girl Douluo? Chapter 200, 3 Idiots from Land, Sea, and Air. Sea-girl Douluo was also confused. No. That was what the High Priest said just now. What does this have to do with me? Sea-girl Douluo quickly shook her head and said, Immortal, High Priest, you will always be young. High Priest, may you live 100 years. Pa. No, High Priest, may you be blessed with the same blessings and live as long as the southern mountains. Bo Seixi was also furious. You fellow, look at your compliments. Blessed with the same blessings and live as long as the southern mountains, and you're here to wish me a happy birthday. This, sea-girl Douluo stopped talking. Of course, she was extremely surprised. Oh my god. The High Priest was over 100 years old, and he was still a girl. She was stunned. Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong and Liena were also stunned. Oh my god. Bo Seixi and Jin Daoliu and Tang Chen were from the same era. Jin Daoliu and Tang Chen's granddaughters and great-grandchildren were already grown up. Bo Seixi was at least 100 years old now. And she was still a girl? Hell, Liena couldn't help but laugh, muttering, if Su Chen were to describe Bo Seixi the same way she described Tang San and the others, she'd probably be called the chaste Bo Seixi. Bibi Dong's expression was complicated, but she secretly admired her. As a woman, how could she not know the loneliness of being a woman? This Bo Seixi had endured loneliness for over 100 years. I wonder if she could handle it. Ling Yuan, who was on her way to the Pope's palace, was also shocked by the contents of the diary. Bo Seixi was terrifying. At her age, she had to reward herself from time to time, but she was still a girl over 100 years old, a true model of abstinence. Slipping away. Although Ling Yuan admired her, she absolutely did not want to be a woman like Bo Seixi. She had to find a way to hook up with Su Chen as soon as possible to quench her thirst. Your Majesty, Bibi Dong saw Ling Yuan enter and nodded slightly. Elder Ling Yuan, I called you here today to tell you that for now, there's no need to go out and look for the women with copies of the diary. Su Chen is in Wuhan City now. After seeing the diary's contents, anyone who wants to come will come, and those who don't will just forget about it. Yes, Ling Yuan nodded, giving Bibi Dong a strange look, but she couldn't help but wonder, a noble woman like your Majesty would also reward herself late at night, right? Bibi Dong, Su Chen's home. Zhu Zhuqing and her group were practicing in the courtyard. After reading the diary's contents, their faces turned strange. Old girl, is that the one we understand? But isn't Bo Seixi from the same generation as Jin Daoliu? Several young girls were also confused. Ning Rongrong said seriously, I guess Bo Seixi must have been hurt by love in her youth. That's why she no longer trusts men and has chosen to remain single for over 100 years. Xiao Wu and the others nodded heavily. That makes sense. I really don't know which scumbag has caused Poseidon to remain single for over 100 years. What a scumbag. Of course it's either Jin Daoliu or Tang Chen. You didn't read the diary before. It's a love triangle between the three of them. Their curiosity ignited, and they completely lost their focus on cultivation. They sat around the stone table, cracking melon seeds and discussing Poseidon, before writing about Poseidon. Let me first describe the origins of Poseidon Island. Over 20,000 years ago, the sea creatures were unrestrained and constantly waged war, creating a more chaotic situation than the mainland. Then, the sea god Poseidon emerged. Single-handedly, he conquered one sea race after another throughout his life. It took him 1001 years to unify the oceans, earning him the title of sea god by all sea creatures. He then founded Poseidon Island. Everyone on Poseidon Island must undergo a test upon reaching the age of 18. Those who pass the test can stay and serve the sea god, while those who fail are sent away. Bo Saixi has lived on Sea God Island since childhood, gifted with extraordinary talent. Her awakened spirit is Sea God, and the trials she faced are the top 8. After passing these 8 trials, the age of her spirit rings increased to 8 black and 1 red, and she was promoted to High Priestess, quickly reaching peak spirit power at level 99. Bo Saixi's strength is truly formidable, reaching the point where she can command the very force of the ocean. It can be said that Bo Saixi on Sea God Island is the foremost spirit master in the world today, practically indistinguishable from a god. However, due to the mission of High Priestess of Sea God Island, Bo Saixi has no chance of achieving godhood. This also applies to Jin Douluo. The 9 trials of Sea God and the 9 trials of Angel God both require sacrifices from High Priest's high offerings, their very existence serving as sacrifices for the new gods. Furthermore, Bo Saixi possesses immense mental power, mastering it to the point where she can perfectly combine her mental and spirit power, enabling her to communicate with those of equal mental power and impersonate their thoughts and thoughts into their minds, executing psychic attacks. Therefore, Poseidon, Jin Douluo, and Tang San are known as the invincible of the ocean, invincible of the sky, and invincible of the land, sea, and air, respectively. I've dubbed this group the 3 idiots of land, sea, and air. That's right. Poseidon had been reading the previous sections and thought they were all pretty normal, just blandly praising their own strengths. But what the hell is that last name? You're the fool. Your whole family is. If you don't give me a reasonable explanation today, I'll definitely go to Spirit City and give you a good beating. Aquilad's expression was complicated, and she felt a strong desire to escape. Based on Aquilad's past experience, Su Chen, while prone to taunting others, wasn't just casually so. He would definitely write about why these 3 were called the 3 idiots of land, sea, and air. Watching from the sidelines, the high priest must have felt incredibly awkward. Ahem, Aquilad said seriously, High Priest, I'm a little tired. I'll rest for a while. Call me when we get ashore. Poseidon gave the Aquilad a strange look but said nothing. Oh my god, High New Douluo, having just pretended to sleep for a moment, turned to Poseidon and shook and asked, High Priest, is what Su Chen wrote true? If Tang San wants to become sea god, does he need a sacrifice? Poseidon replied calmly. High New Douluo's face darkened upon hearing this, and she whispered, High Priest, can't we just not offer a sacrifice? Bo Saixi remained silent, her gaze fixed silently ahead. She didn't want to. But that was the duty of the High Priestess of Sea God Island. Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong frowned upon reading the diary's contents. If Su Chen's diary was any guide, Poseidon's strength was probably superior to hers. If they fought her at sea, she wouldn't stand a chance of victory. Wait? The 9 trials of the sea god and the 9 trials of the angels required sacrifices, so what about his own divine trial? His own 9th trial of the Rakshasa god should require a sacrifice, right? He didn't have a high priest to sacrifice to. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.